Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight I have Stu, Wally, and Mark Langridge, and Nuruddin from United Wheel Therapy will be joining us in 35 minutes, I believe. Tonight we're going to talk about the absurd pricing from Nottingham Forest for Elliot Anderson. Manchester United have reportedly registered interest in Nottingham Forest midfielder Elliot Anderson, with Forest said to demand an outrageous 100 to 120 million pounds in the summer transfer window. The report came from Pettigol, the German Sky reporter. So it's tier 2, semi-reliable, and we will talk about the pricing. There's lots to dig into. We will talk about the game. There's other news, guys, girls. We will have a debate. It's Jarvis's corner. It's Monday night. It's time to have a panel debate. So guys, girls, smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time, and we will see you after the intro. See you in a sec. Boom, boom, boom. It's Monday night. It's Jarvis's corner. It's Stu, Mark, and Jarvis, and Nuruddin will join us in a little bit. A lot of people tuned in already. We have talent coming in from X. We have Royden Frost. Big up, Royden. Good to see you. It's been a while. We have I Am Titanium. Bilal is in the house. Howler. And Yale Malmin has tuned in. 12 people so far. People start by smashing the like. And first of all, I want to say hi to the guests, Mark and Stu. So how are you, my friends?
Oh, well, I'm delighted. Been a brilliant weekend. Always happy when the mighty Manchester United win. The mighty Tipton Town had a week off. So that's good. It's old bones. We need time to recover between matches. So it's good, but I had a kickabout tonight, bit of training tonight, so I feel quite good. A bit dishevelled, but feel quite good. Looking forward to Wednesday's kickabout, as always, my old mate. And poor Forest. I mean, they don't want to be playing Man United as we are at the moment. So another 3 points at the weekend. Move ourselves up that division slightly because the results went our way, didn't they? Liverpool losing, City losing. Arsenal scraping it yet again. I'm up to 38 in the Fantasy Premier League because I haven't changed my side again yet, Jarvis. Yeah. He's laughing at me. So
you're doing well. You know, it's against all odds. You have who's your captain? It's Saliba as your captain, or Gabriel?
Gabriel. He just
absurd. You know, you're climbing Arsenal, having donuts after donuts, and you're climbing up the ladder.
How many times have they won 1-0 this season? You know, whatever.
They could see the three goals so far.
Unbelievable. But anyway, so yeah, it's all going well. Old friend.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Mark, how's your weekend been? And are you happy with Man United winning over Brighton?
Yeah, good weekend. A bit like Stu when United win. Great win for me, being so close to Brighton as it is. So yeah. Walking into work, just standing in front of Brighton fans like that. And yeah, it was a good game. Things are starting to click. Now everyone can sort of see what I said and why not to go for Believer, because it's a one-season wonder. Either that or he already signed for Man United because he gave us enough passes. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Good weekend, good game of football. My 18s had a good game. drew 2-2, but we were depleted due to half terms, and parents think that's okay to take their kids away. I don't know what's changed in football. You normally sign for a season, not in between half terms. But it's what as good as it can get, isn't it? When's the next game?
Yeah.
When's the next game? Need another game.
We are actually at 3:00 Saturday
Yeah,
afternoon. Way to Fozza.
Do you know that's one of the only 2 games in the next 9 games on TV?
I know. Yeah, we're Monday night, aren't we? After that, for 3 weeks in a row. Is that right?
No, we're back on Saturday 12:30, then a Sunday, then the Mondays. I think it is.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a Thursday chucked in there.
Yeah,
I think we've got
Tottenham
TNT game. Not TNT. Amazon Prime will be coming up. So yeah, the mad viewing days are. So
Yeah.
really good weekend. There's some great things. I watched the show. Thursday night? I watched it back Friday.
Okay,
at the
nice. Yeah, I hope you liked it. We had a good show. Lots of love from the chat, super chats, and memberships. All the legends. Bilal, Sanjeev, Rashmano coming in, Gracier, and all of you guys. Love you guys. It's been a brilliant show. But tonight we're going to talk about the the absurd pricing that came out from Pettigol. Manchester United are close. Let me just bring it up and we can just get going with the show. Here we go. So let me just show you guys. You're probably aware of this, but it's better for me to read it out. So just in, Man United are closely monitoring and have also registered interest in Nottingham Forest midfielder Elliot Anderson. It is believed that they will demand 100 to 120 million for him in the summer for a transfer. So my instant reaction is 100 to 120 million. Are they mad? What the hell are they thinking? For 120 million, we can get Bruno Guimarães or someone else. Not at 35 million from Newcastle to Nottingham Forest, Elliot Anderson. Not that he's not a great player, but is he 100 to 120 million pound player? That's my question. That's my instant thought. I don't know, Stu. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, fucking hell. It doesn't even. We must respond to it, but it's one of those, my old mate, that doesn't require a response because it's absolutely laughable. Look, I think he's a fabulous footballer. Does knit Nottingham Forest together very, very well. Was brilliant with Wharton in the England 21s when we won the Euros recently. So yeah, a tremendous footballer. But come on, do me a favour. Why does football and journalism keep shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to somebody who could report with some kind of common sense? I just 60 million, maybe. You may push it out to 70, but you can't be looking for Anderson for well, I mean, crikey, Jarvis, what price do you put on Sander Berge then? Right now in the
25 millions.
Yeah, exactly. So what price is Petty Gold going to come out and say he's worth 200 mil? Come on. This fucking Liverpool and pissing about with Wirtz for 115 or 125, whatever he came in as. I get it. He's Premier League proven. Wirtz isn't. I get it. He's had a brilliant season at for Forest last season. He's probably been their most consistent player this season. We haven't heard of Chris Wood as an example yet, have we, this season, where he was all over last season. But Anderson has done well. But come on, we cannot, for the life of us, be even entertaining 120 million for Elliot Anderson. We just can't. And what would you do with that money? Where would you go with that money? I totally agree with you. You knock on Newcastle's door and ask for Bruno Guimarães.
You should definitely go for a play like him or Tonali.
Or Tonali,
120 million, we are it's top tier. We're going
Yeah,
for top of the pops, the best midfielders out there, not Elliot Anderson. He's a prospect. He could be one of the best in time, but not yet. It's not worth the price,
but
in my opinion.
It's cuckoo land, Jarvis. It's absolute cuckoo land. It's one of those. I mean, I talk about journalism all the time because I am a journalist, and I hate the fact that somebody would stake any kind of reputation to it, whether you got one or whether you don't.
Yeah,
and you're just off the top of your head. Look, it wouldn't surprise me that Forest would be stupid enough to put that kind of price tag on him. But if I'm reading this, and I'm at Elliot Anderson, I'm going in tomorrow morning saying, look, this better be false because it ain't happening. There'll be no contract signing from me. I'll see myself out, and I'll go when I can. I'm just fucking fed up with this nonsense. Football shot itself in the foot years and years and years ago when Real Madrid paid 46.5 for Zidane, because he was by far, and we all remember that, he was by far the best footballer at that time, at that period. They spent the year before, if I'm not mistaken, Mark, 38 million on Figo, or was it 2 years before that? Either way,
year before.
And so they're buying the best at that time. And when you start paying almost 50 million for a player, you just keep going beyond it. And then there was this lull between 50 and 60 million, if I'm not mistaken. That was the top, 50, 60. Then all of a sudden, Real Madrid come in and 80 million for Ronaldo. Change the game again.
Ronaldo, yes.
Yeah, the Ronaldo was the pinnacle for a period until it was matched with Bale. And then all of a sudden, the Neymar deal happened. And then the Neymar stretched it from 80 to 200 million, didn't they? And in between, then you had the likes of Coutinho going for 140, Dembele going for 150, and players.
All those players turned out to be shit because it was too high price.
It was too high price, exactly right. Now, we were on a show, Jarvis, and I turned around and said to you, Neymar would never be sold, didn't I? It was impossible. You'd never get that money back. And it was proven to be right. He ran his contract down and he moved. And then there was started when Mark kind of came onto the scene about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, with Mbappe going for 250 million?
Yes.
Well, the offer was like 210.
210, yeah. And then
it was kicked off when they were like, no, not taking it. And
it was never going to happen, was it? Yeah, that deal. That's right. And now all of a sudden, because of the Neymar business and the way that transfer fees have kind of elevated themselves, a player like Wharton is in the cost bracket of 120. I'm not having it, Jarvis. I'm just not having it. It's got to stop.
Well, the question is, what is Manchester United about supposed to do with this? Because this price from Pettigrew, he said, okay, he's not Ornstein, but he's a tier two guy. He's pretty reliable. He wouldn't make this up. Someone have told him something like this.
Jarvis,
so the question
is
it the agent? Is it Nottingham Forest? Is it Manchester United? Where does this come from? Because clearly, if it's from Forest, they're just saying basically he's not for sale.
No, this is
if it's the agent, he's pushing the price. Is it the player? No.
Plattenberg is a Sky Sports mouthpiece, and basically he's the guy who said Gravenberch wouldn't leave Bayern Munich, and he signed for, within 2 weeks of saying that, he signed for Liverpool. He gets most things wrong, but because he worked like Sky Sports, they're behind the times. They just chuck things out there. He's a Bayern Munich mouthpiece. If it's Bayern Munich, he's normally got all the inside scoops. So for him to say anything about a Premier League player is pointless. He's a German reporter. Unless Anderson's agent got German ties, then he should know nothing. That's like Romano. Like, he built his reputation off of who's that massive Italian, the one before Romano, the Italian. He worked for him. I can't think what his name was.
No. Yes, the guy who came out and said Ten Hag would be sacked the day before the FA Cup final.
Right, what's that? You don't know him
anymore. He was the number one go-to.
DiMarzio.
DiMarzio, yeah, he worked for him. And he got one thing right. He got one bit of inside news and blew up. That's Stu. I could come work for you. Know nothing about journalism. Make one good guess, and my name is golden.
Yeah.
So, but the price is because of the Believer deal. Because everyone was believing that someone was worth over 100 million with nothing to back it up. Anderson has 2 goals and like 6 assists last season, and don't think he's got anything this season. So why would we even be looking at him? Please, honestly, tell me why we're looking at him. He has no stats to back up his England call-up. He's got a lot of running, no stats.
You'd take him at 35 to 40 all day long.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not even looking at him as a consideration. He'd be a backup player after you signed all your starting 11. You look to put him on your bench, maybe as a future prospect.
Yeah. This is interesting. Gordon Hill, 76. What a player, by the way. Like I said, the most cultured left foot. Brilliant winger. I love Gordon Hill. I did. Absolutely loved it. He'll talk to you on Twitter as well, Big G. He's an American.
I've just got some of his stats here. 24-25, 2 goals in 37 games. This season, it's 8 appearances, 0 goals, 0 assists in 720 minutes in the league. So he's played every game and created or scored nothing. Now, Nottingham Forest, it's a bit hard to judge him at the moment.
Yeah,
I know he's looking like he wants to be a Forest fan today in the Adidas red.
This is years old. Somebody accused me of having a Liverpool shirt on. It's not. It's years old. This is.
But no, he was a hot prospect at Newcastle, wasn't he? Newcastle were looking at him, and he's obviously left them to get first team football.
Well, he was supposed to have been a hot prospect at Newcastle, wasn't he?
Yeah,
but he was cock blocked, if you remember, by what's his name?
The brothers, isn't it?
Brothers, yeah, whichever, yeah.
Longstaff brothers, yeah. Sean Longstaff,
yeah.
But he's gone to Leeds now.
England team currently, Bellingham was picked.
Yeah, that's right.
Can I just point that out? He was the player that's replaced Bellingham currently.
Yeah, yes, he's in the squad. Yeah.
So, is timing right? So you go back, Jarvis. You said, "Is this the Asian?" Most likely, because if I don't try and push for something now, Bellingham's just scored and created one in the Classico last night.
Real Madrid,
He's coming back, so I know Anderson's on his way out, most likely. Plus, if Mainoo gets a loan deal or whatever in January, that's another player who could push him out. So, Odin, there's a lot of players who could take him. And if Forest keep plummeting like the stone that they are, when we beat them and go 4 undefeated, but a lot of this transfer. So there's another deal. I don't know, Jarvis, you might have it lined up. Apparently, there's a story coming from Italy. We're ready to accept the 44 million early for Rasmus Højlund.
Yes, I have it lined up. I was going to talk about it in a while, but let's just move to this one. Yeah,
we'll cover it when Jarvis brings it up. But it's another deal. Which, look at the time, we're about to hit the 1st of November. It's a 2-week running, 2-month running. Sorry. So,
look, if we can get that deal done in January, wow, for us. That's
You're not taking 44 million for him now. The reason being, Napoli, he's played every game for Napoli apart from the last 2 where he didn't play into.
Yeah, he didn't play into.
Scoring goals galore.
Yeah,
for everyone. So his price is going up. You don't take it early. You wait for the obligation. The final part of the obligation is he plays so many games and they have to qualify the Champions League.
But don't forget, it's worth 88 million in the summer. That will be, because if we get 44 in January, it's almost worth double that for us in
exactly. So it's not happening
for July.
January. It's not happening because he's going upwards. His price is going upwards. Man United love to hang on to the last second to do that deal. Plus, how do you know they're not going to get even more if Juventus want him and create a bidding war?
Well, they could do. Yeah, I mean, it could drop on the face, couldn't it? It's a real tricky one. But look, fair play to Højlund. I got, good luck to the lad. Look at Billy Gilmore, absolutely thriving out in Napoli. at the minute.
Did you see McTominay's volley?
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
What a strike.
To be fair to Gilmour, he had a really good game against Inter. Inter are a good side, and
Gilmour's a great player. He just wasn't getting the game time at Brighton.
It helps though, doesn't it? They've got De Bruyne in and around them. Can you imagine that experience and playing with De Bruyne? But McTominay's volley was out of this world. He's got the Italian hairstyle now as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He locks, it's great. Absolutely.
Surprised when he scores, he like pop out a cigar and just like an Uzi in the other hand or something.
The only problem is,
guys, I just want to say one thing when it comes to McTominay. There were some rumors. I think it was earlier today or late yesterday, that actually McTominay don't like all the attention he gets in Napoli. Everybody loves McTominay, player of Serie A, and he wants back to Premier League. For me, I think that's absurd because I think the Premier League has more exposure than Serie A. But Napoli, they treat the players as gods. Thinking of Maradona, for example, they love their players. They have a lot of passion in southern Italy. So what do you think about that rumor? Is it true or is it just bullshit?
Well, let's do a poll. Which one's more bullshit? Yeah. Which one's more bullshit? 120 million for a midfielder or McTominay don't like the attention?
Let me tell you about Scott McTominay. He will be in 2 years' time at Barcelona. He carries on where he's going. Barcelona is his next.
That's bold.
Seriously, I see this is the new Graham Souness in Italy. He's loving it.
It's a bold move, but I think he'll go to Barcelona. It would suit Barcelona now brilliantly. Have you seen Rafinha? How good Rafinha is at the minute?
Oh, he's been linked to coming to us.
Rafinha,
yeah. I mean, he's
brilliant player. I love him. I love him as a player.
He'd never come to us. He was at Leeds. Never come to us. He was at Leeds.
Yeah,
he'd get shot. Leeds would kill him. The effigies. No, but
it could be the next Cantona.
Well, he could be, but
Alan Smith has been Rio Ferdinand.
Smith, Rio Ferdinand. Can you imagine him coming to us though? Barcelona skipper, the mentor of Lamine Yamal, if he's a mentor, whatever. The mentor of Sir Marcus Rashford, who's absolutely loving his time out there again. It's great to see. I've got nothing but, it fills me with a little bit of joy when people go away and start enjoying themselves. Scott McTominay with his long wavy hair, I love to see it. I'm chuffed with him, to be fair.
Rasmus is growing his out. Have you noticed that?
I've seen he's growing his out. I have noticed.
De Bruyne is going back that way as well.
Yeah. I want to see McTominay with an Alice band. That will absolutely make my year. If I see him with an Alice band because his hair's in his eyes, I will absolutely love that. Do you see when he come back to the UK? Blazer, shirt, he's Italian.
But Stu, everything goes in circles, and now we are back to the 80s again, footballing wise, long throw-ins, free kicks, direct long balls, and we will go back to Bjorn Borg,
headbands, tight shorts. Yeah,
this is where we thrived back in the days.
All the Argentinians will go Mario Kempes style, and they flow in a Gabriel Batistuta, that time. Fantastic.
That's something. I don't know if Noradin sent me a link. Yes, Noradin, if you're watching, I sent you the link. Just check your WhatsApp and join us whenever you have the chance. Yes. Well, I just want to bring up some other news. We have talked about the Højlund stuff. We talked about the Elliot Anderson, but I want to bring up this one because now we have won, let's say, 3 in a row, and we have a schedule coming up the next 5 games. So my question to you guys, I saw this today on Center Devils. It's 5 next games. We have Nottingham Forest away. We are going away against Spurs, Everton at home, Crystal Palace away, and then West Ham at home. So out of these 5 games, personally, I see at least 3 points. That's West Ham. Forest, Spurs, Everton, Palace, historically difficult games. Maybe besides the Everton game, we usually win over against Everton.
I think it's 11 points there.
So I see at least 6 points. With the
13.
current form, we could be on 15, 18 points. Guys, what do you reckon?
13.
Yeah.
4
I
wins,
see,
1
I see
draw.
11.
15. Yeah, 15. That's max.
I see 13. I see a draw against Palace. We beat Forest, beat Spurs, beat Everton, beat West Ham. But we draw against Palace. 13.
I see we beat Forest, we beat Everton, we beat West Ham. I'll put my house on all of that.
You're going 2 draws.
And then I think Palace, because of that we both play the same formation, would be a really weird game. So that I would go draw. And Tottenham, I'll take the draw against Tottenham. Well, how we're going at the moment. But if we beat Forest, like even the United players are all going to be gun-ho to get that guy his haircut.
Oh, do you know what? That would be, because, well, we want him to, we've got to beat Forest and we've got to beat Tottenham. And if we do that, he gets his haircut at home against Everton, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Which would be absolutely brilliant. But I'm with you, Mark. I don't think we go to Palace and win. I agree. I think that's a draw.
Although Palace are sliding. They've got 21 games without losing, and now they've it's 3 losses on the bounce, I think, because they even lost in Europa League.
They lost in Europa. West Ham at home, even though they've got Jared Bowen, I think we'll beat them. I just got a feeling we've got in. Oh, by the way, Jarvis, I did forget to tell you, Mickey van der Ven scored me about 14 points because he popped in. 12, he popped in twice, didn't he? Mickey van der Ven.
Yes. We will go to the FPL later in the show, guys.
Tottenham away. Look, Tottenham away will be a tricky game. I don't get me wrong. I think we'll sneak it 2-1. I really do. So I think we'll beat Forest comfortably, 3-0. Tottenham 2-1. I think we'll beat Everton 2-0. Palace, I'm going for 1 apiece, and I think we beat West Ham 2-1. That's where I think I'm at.
But I don't want to push for the win against Tottenham. That's what I don't want to do because of their pace. If we start trying to push for a win against Tottenham, if it comes, it comes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would take
Yeah. I think it'll be a tough one, but I think we'll get over the line. I just think the way that Cunha is starting to evolve into the Cunha that we knew, and Bumo is getting above his Brentford form, in my opinion. Sesko will have something about him. Mount could well be back by then, lads.
Mm-hmm.
We got Bruno.
I think Mount is back. He's back in training. There was
I think he's back in training. I think he was about 50-50, wasn't he? But he put him on the bench, didn't he, against Brighton, and obviously never played him. So maybe that's for this weekend.
He's also short of players, Stu. He said that in the press conference because of the 21 game.
So maybe Mount comes in at Saturday. I definitely expect him to play away at Tottenham, gents. Mount, I really do. I think Sesko will be back on the bench for that one.
Can we just go back? So this is why I heard you guys talking about the fact I don't rate Sesko. You don't drop your only striker at the club. So if you think he's a striker, he doesn't get dropped for tactical reasons, right? And I saw your breakdown on Thursday. Was it Sunday night? Yeah, it must have been
Friday,
Sunday night.
Breakdown was Thursday night. Yes.
He kept drifting out to that left 10.
That 10, yeah.
That's his position. That's where he's played all his career. Left 10.
Yeah.
So actually, he's now starting to use him in the position he played at his previous club.
Yeah. But were you impressed with his hold-up play, though?
Yes, and that's what he was bringing to it. The hold-up play. Do you know what I wasn't impressed
Jarvis, we homed in on that, didn't we, pal? We loved this hold-up play. Yeah.
And Burmo was better stopping Van Dijk from heading in the ball than a 6'4" player was. Do you see what I mean? Like he doesn't know how to body a player backwards with his backside.
Yeah. Talking of which, how many goals has Mbeumo scored so far? Is he on 5 now? For the
5. Everyone else is on 2.
Yeah. Cunha's on
our star striker, OG.
Yeah, Cunha's on.
He's about to go second outright because that goal will be given from Casemiro will drop one and OG will go up to three.
Well, that was interesting because me and Jarvis were talking about this on Saturday night. It was originally given as an OG, and then during the game, the Premier League switched it to Casemiro. Has it been sent back then to OG again?
So that's
okay. So we were right.
So the panel would have reviewed it today. The actual
today. So we don't know the result then. Okay.
But you've got to remember these players are given so much credit for swerve on the ball. Now I heard you say he put his laces through it.
No, top of the toe.
Yeah,
top
he's
of the
also
big
wearing
toe.
Predators. So that's how you would slice the ball to put bend on it.
Yeah.
Top of the toe, down the instep is the Predator bend thing. So that's where
that's right. Yeah.
So, but yeah. Also, if they think the keeper might have covered far enough across, but he would have got his hands to it, even if it was going wide, because the keeper went to dive.
Well, Jarvis called it. Jarvis said it was hitting the United badge, didn't you, pal?
Yeah, we can have a look. You know, it's Nora is in the house. Big up, Nora. Big up.
Nora.
Gordon.
Big up.
Okay, if you look at this from my from this angle, it looks like the trajectory is something like this.
Yes, that's right.
And for me, it's an own goal. And you know, it's not that.
There's no way you can tell if that's going on target from 5 yards.
I just want to point out, I can't believe.
But you look at the trajectory of the ball, Stu. Sorry to interrupt you, but you see the ball here. So this is the direction. You know, it could bend. You know, if it's Roberto Carlos, you never know. But for me, it doesn't look like it.
If it was Jarvis, top corner.
It's where it strikes him in, like, let it go through it like 0.2 or whatever it is. If it strikes him in line with the post, barely past the width of the post, so you can't say it's not going to go on target.
Jarvis, I can't believe the keeper hasn't saved it. What's the keeper playing at? Absolutely.
I said to my other half and my brother, I think he can get back up and go for that.
He could have stuck his leg out. Look. Do you know what? I mean, Casemiro will say, look, I'm taking it. Casemiro sent the brown envelope to the dubious goals panel, and it'll be awarded to him. Give him a week's wages. Yeah, have it. But,
he deserves it anyway.
He deserves.
I told you. I put in the chat with his stats this season. He totally deserves that goal.
Yes, I did see that. I did see that. I was doing a bit of work, and it was going ping, ping. Ping, ping, you lot are at it again. It's normally Johnny K that kicks it off, and then Mark chimes in. And Jarvis did his brilliant Norwegian thing today. You've seen the stats? No. No, I haven't. No, I haven't, pal. Oh, fucking hell. No, fuck off. When that come through, I started giggling because it came up on my computer, and all I got was no, and I just that's as Norwegian as it gets, isn't it? Fantastic. Love you, you know that.
Well, it's cultural differences. That's just the way it is. But Noradin, how did you see the Casemiro goal? Do you think it's an own goal, or could it magically have found its way inside the post?
We're never gonna know. But on the first take, when I watched it in live, I thought it was going way wide, like it was going to go outside the post. But then when you actually slowed it down then just now, it looks like half of his body
outside.
Yeah, like it looked like it might have been, because some balls we know that they come back at the end. You know, they. It's definitely not Roberto Carlos. You know, I remember I was watching that live going, and then the ball point. I'll never forget the ball point. The ball point's like,
I grew up watching that week in, week out, for the amount he scored from the left corner flag for Real Madrid and puts it in.
You know, talking about the Roberto Carlos free kick, because it started out literally on the end. I'd have loved to have been the ref. I'd love to see the ref's view going, oh, well, that's a call, well, that's wide, and start turning around. And then the ball, quick. Oh, it's an
The
unbelievable.
ball boy's reaction is the best.
It's hilarious,
Like
wasn't it?
ducking, and he's about that far, way far up the goal, and he's like ducks, and the ball goes in. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're getting the luck at the moment. It's got to be said. But we deserve some luck because we've had a year of misery. So we deserved our luck. If they give it him, no problem. I did think that box midfield that troubled them. You know, Manchester United not giving completely a game. Same thing we did against Liverpool, shutting down the middle, making sure that they can't come through the middle. Second ball wins, and how Brighton like to play. Brighton like to expose you. They like to expose you through the middle, innit, and go up the gears and do the switches and stuff like that. So I think we did, but then we also saw the other side of frailty of them conceding goals. I mean, some people are putting it down to like it all being the substitutions, but I'm like, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. It's all down. Yes, maybe some of the players who've come on have not played a lot of football, and they are getting pity minutes. You know, I call it pity minutes. You know, we've all played football.
Yeah.
When you're coming back, where the coach has to be like pity you to say, "Oh, go on, then get that last 10 minutes or whatever."
True.
But for me, I think that Brighton just stepped it up. I thought that for the large part for the half, we controlled the game. We went 3-0 up, and then they came back into it. They're a good team. He's tactically flexible as well, Højlund. So he knows on what he does. He brings players to affect games. I talked about it in the preview that he actually is not one of these coaches that waits. He'll see something and think, right, how can I up the intensity? And I talked about them when I did my scouting mission on how they play. But when I watched them as well, you can see that he brings some substitutions that have an impact. I don't know how many substitutions he's brought on this season where they've scored goals, but they also concede. That's the big thing about them.
Yeah, that was
because they play the high line. They play quite high line. They want to play like a big team, and they're always going to give you chances. But it was about, can we take those chances? You know what I mean? When the goals came. But yeah, Cunha's goal, I was so happy for him. Like, because I thought his performance at Anfield, like when United needed him to get on the ball and to do what he did. And the first game, obviously, he played well against Arsenal as well. Didn't really see him. Was he injured against City? Was he injured for City? Or
he got injured. He got injured.
Yeah, for Burnley.
Yeah, and he never Burnley. Sorry, and he never kind of really recovered. And I was saying Saturday night, there's a couple of things I was saying. Nuruddin was one that you're starting to see the Wolves Cunha. And that makes a huge difference to us. But also, what I was really impressed with more than anything, me and Jarvis spoke about it, the way that Sesko brought out Van Hecker. He pulled him out all the way. Dunk was out of position a lot of the time, and that's what really created us space. I was really Jarvis was talking about that in his tactical breakdown, and I mentioned that for me, Sesko's ability to drag, and I've wanted it. Nuruddin, you've been working with me now for 3 years. You know I talk about dragging centre halves all over the place. I love it. Occupy centre half. It's the first time we've seen that, a proper 10, as Mark calls him, 9.5, whatever you want to call him, but drag a centre half out of position. How many times did Van Hecker give away a free kick in and around 30 yards?
It's poor defending. If
It's
that was one of my defenders, like, why the fuck are you following him over there? You give him the ball, he's going to turn and face you up, so that's great. You're behind the ball. Follow him out there, you leave a giant hole. Stay in position. Exactly.
Great for us. Great for us what he did. So that's what I liked about the game. You're right about Højlund. He's a very forward-thinking. He's what I call a reactive coach, not proactive, but reactive. So he looks at something, he says, fuck it, bang, snaps his fingers, and that's it. He's an instant decision maker. And that's really critical in management, top-line management. Somebody can look at it.
I think the best decision he made was signing Anthony Taylor before the game. Because, let's be fair, their first goal was a free kick, but managed to move forward 10 yards to be taken one whole grass line difference from where the foul was committed. It was like I'm watching the misses at netball where if they commit too many fouls, they move it forward into the other third, right? Because that's live on camera. They did that, and that enabled Danny Welbeck to put it top corner. And didn't want to give us a penalty, apparently, for the foul on Ahmad. You know, Anthony Taylor was an absolute disgrace, but it paid off for us in the end. And the Zirkzee, going back to the Zirkzee thing, he didn't even try to win that header. It was horrendous defending. You know, come on for Sesko. Sesko smashed him at the front post every header. Zirkzee just stood there like Sideshow Bob and didn't even try. So, you know, I know we say that if in some aspects we didn't, the subs didn't change much. So, Jarvis, do you know why that's a foul? He gets the ball and he flattens him. Yeah. Now go back to if you've got, I doubt you have the clip dead to hand, but I know you have the clip. Liverpool game. Ahmad slides in, clears the ball, and then takes a player out afterwards, and the foul is given. So why is that a foul outside the box when you play the ball first and take out a player? But in
gentlemen,
the box,
very quickly, gentlemen. Brendan Rodgers has resigned as Celtic manager. Not that we really care, but it's just happened. Breaking news.
It was bound to happen. I think they said two more games. No, I'm just saying, like, again, the rules of football, I don't know them. Stu, I know you feel the same. You don't know them anymore.
I'm going to
Nordin, you probably don't know them anymore. Jarvis, you're probably okay being out of there because the English rules are certainly changing week on week. But this is getting ridiculous now. Like, I know someone said, oh, he's on his way down. He's looking for it. What's he meant to stay there and get kicked?
Yeah.
I don't understand the rules of football. So as he touches it, there's only one place he's going. He's looking at the guy's legs about to come out. He's not diving there, is he?
No.
That's knee on knee, and the other leg gets caught as well. So that's both legs, but he just catches the ball. I mean, hairline catches the ball. But if you do that in a tackle out on the pitch, he got a bit of the ball. Yeah, but he's wiped out the player. Foul.
Yeah. Look, me and Jarvis were talking about it, and I said to Jarvis, Jarvis said Stonewall pen. I was kind of in agreement, but I had to play devil's advocate. He touched the ball. Now, minuscule or not, I'm with you, Mark, on this, by the way, and everyone else, he kind of touched the ball. Where me and Jarvis did 100% agree on, and nobody's going to like this, and they didn't like it on Saturday night, did they, Jarvis? We actually thought Anthony Taylor had a decent game in terms of the way that he reffed the whole game, let a lot go.
He was consistent.
Very consistent. Yeah.
He was consistent.
Yeah. So, and you were right. Look, the Mbeumo goal, I think it was Mbeumo goal, wasn't it, Jarvis? Where
Luke's foul.
Yeah, it was a foul all day long.
Yeah. All day long. 100% a foul. Yeah.
100% a foul. We can't.
I can't why do you think that's a foul? Because I know what the written law is about this sustained.
It's there.
Sustained.
It's there.
But it wasn't sustained. He grabs him and lets go.
Yeah, it's not that. It's the actual, believe it or not, Mark, it's the distance between Shaw and the player.
Yeah.
If Shaw was closer, it would have been okay. It's the distance. He's kind of stretching. That's the problem. That's the only problem. When you see that in the
corner, in the box for a corner, every single game, are you giving a penalty?
Well, by the letter of the law,
every single game for a corner, that happens. Every single game.
I do it all the time. But
you let go instantly, or you grab the arm, and it's just enough to move them.
Exactly. But I'm tight to him. I'm tight to him when I'm doing it because I've been caught like that myself before, where I've tried. So basically, it's a definite foul.
States it needs to be sustained enough to make him throw himself to the floor. So if he's going to go down, it's got to be strong enough that if he's going to spin,
it's arm length.
It has to be strong enough.
Yeah, it's honestly.
But guys, I have to say, as we talked about on Saturday shows, it's for me. I think Anthony Taylor ref the game okay, and he was consistent with his line. And actually, I would like to see all Premier League referees do this all the time, because I want more physicality into the Premier League. Because personally, for me, the game has gone soft. It's too soft.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's a
yeah,
foul every
definitely.
time, and this is why I would love to see more of this. It's not like the 90s when you could see
The game
Vinnie
is gone.
Jones, you could see Roy Keane, you could see Paul Ince, you could see all these players bomb into tackles, and sometimes they didn't give it. Oh, yeah, well, you got the ball. It doesn't matter. He chopped your leg off. It doesn't matter. That's
Got
what.
the ball.
That's
Yeah.
why we fell in love in this game. For me, I think we need more. Let's call it
Jarvis, I think you might
aggressiveness,
get your wish.
masculinity. I don't know what's the right word in
Physicality.
English. But physicality. Yes.
I think in the next 2 seasons, you might get your wish. You won't ever see the sliding tackles, crunching tackles ever again because of the chance of leg breaks and things like that. But we were
How
talking.
often did players break their legs in the
Well, what
80s or
changed it,
90s?
and Nuruddin will remember this,
Actually.
because he was probably there, because I was as well. There was 2 incidents. Now, whether they're in the same season or whether they're in 2 separate seasons, there were 2 incidents in the Premier League where David Buist at Coventry had a huge lead.
That's behind the goal.
You were behind
directly.
It
Goal, I
was,
was like, all right.
Dennis
corner.
Irwin put in a good
The
tackle.
corner.
Yeah, it was awful. It was a horrible break. Now, just refresh my memory, Nuruddin and Mark, because I know you guys will know this. It was either the same season or the season after the Villa striker. It wasn't Nillis. I know it wasn't Luke Nillis.
Dublin.
You know who I mean? Which one was it?
I don't know which one you're going for. Dion Dublin?
No. About a week. It was either the next game or the same day. The Villa striker went through and smashed his leg by a sliding tackle, and it was in and around there that they got a little bit nervy, and stuff was changed, and it became all right. Do you know the guy I mean? The lads will know in Villa.
Was he the mixed heritage Norwegian guy, the tall guy?
No,
Was it Carew? Was that his name? Did he break?
No,
his
it wasn't. I don't think it was
No,
John.
it was
Kerry.
before that.
No, it wasn't John
It
Kerry.
was
well
way
before
before that.
he played.
The only Villa player that I remember
Was it Luke Nillis?
Luke Lillis. It was Luke Lillis.
Yeah,
The
him.
only he was a
He
number
was a
10. He was a
horrible
brilliant player,
guy.
by the way.
Yeah,
Brilliant
it
player
was.
for Belgium.
But ruined his career had gone.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
career
yeah.
had
But
gone.
the reason I think this was coming back is partly Man United,
Nillis,
partly Arsenal, and the changing in football that's gonna start to happen. It's been a known fact that the only way you can bypass a press now is to knock the ball long. So if teams are all starting with the long throws, even United keep playing Dallo just to play a long throw, right? They're going long more often. Set pieces are coming back, because reasons being, Stu, you'll back me up here 100% because I know you see it. Defenders don't know how to head a ball because everything's played on the ball, played on the floor, right? So set pieces, long balls are going to be used more because they're like, well, he's not going to head it. He's not going to get a good 50-yard header back the other way, Harry Maguire style. We're going to pick up the second ball. Man United are doing it, yeah? And because of their physicality, you need to win a second ball. That's where you're going to start seeing the tugging and the fighting for the ball, but you're not going to see the sliding in, the 50-50 tackles or putting the body there. But it will require more physicality. Competing for headers, arms are going to come up. They're going to have to let more of it go. Because of the elbows, exactly. And because of the difference in the lack of number 9s that are built like brick shithouses like they used to, or 6'4" Haaland style against 6'4" centre-backs, arms are going to be, there's always going to be, my arm's going to be towards someone's head because I'm a taller player. So I think physical football might return. It's never left English football. If you go all the way to the Championship.
Oh, the Championship is brilliant.
Yeah.
You go Championship 1, 2, 3, National League, all the way down. It's still there, and they're still trying to play out from the back. But it's that long ball. It's that shit, hit it. And the striker's like, I've got to win that. Bang.
By the way, Liverpool, people are thinking that it was all like Arsenal who were doing this. Liverpool and the club were doing that with Van Dijk and the other centre half. Always hitting the diags to Salah or to Mane or to Firmino down the middle. It's always been like Liverpool. Same thing with what's the name? The goalkeeper. The one who's injured now for Liverpool. Alisson. He was always doing that as well. Like
Even
Let's be
Edison.
real.
How many assists a season did Edison get for a 70-yard
loads.
pass out from the back into a winger on the run? Like,
Yeah.
phenomenal passing. But it's coming back because ticky-tacky football only lasts so long. I hear you guys for the last year talk about cycles of football. Everything goes in a cycle.
It does.
We don't have world-class players anymore because
No,
players
no,
can't
we
be
don't.
individual.
No, we don't. No.
But we're starting to see, look at Jack Grealish. Look at him leave Man City now, and he's starting to become an individual again. Look at Mbermo. Look at Ahmad in our team. Cunha. Individualities, doing something special on the ball. But within a formation, you make it work. Every team has this, except currently the top ones. So Liverpool are suffering because they're trying to play such a rigid formation. Man City are struggling because if you beat up their striker, they've got nothing. It's starting to come back. Like, oh, I've got skill. I want to show it. I don't want to pass the ball. I want to beat a player and then pass the ball. Just let me beat a player, Pep. Just, slot. Let me beat a player. In Salah. Salah's not happy because he's not being allowed to run with the ball. So it will come back. And I think and the changing in our formation, if you heard what our manager said, how people press is why he plays 3 at the back. Because then you go man for man in the press. And you get the +1. I said to Jarvis, I don't know if you clipped up that thing in the 62nd minute of where Lamens just plays it straight out to Casemiro.
Yes.
All last season, we were like, oh, it's so slow because no, gets the ball back, puts his foot on it, rolls the studs. By playing that fast, gives Casemiro the time to turn. That's what you want. And it didn't fire into him, bounce off him. It was perfectly weighted onto his back foot, half turn, and away we go. These little things are coming together now, and even Bruno, I've got to start saying.
Let's have a look. I can show you guys. It's quite simple, It's nothing much, but it's a small detail that you pointed out, Mark. So if you see here, De Ligt place it back, and Lamas just place it one touch into Casemiro. Now he has time to turn and look at his space. Yes, he has all the time in the world to actually do something. But back in the days when Onana got the ball, as you said, Mark, put the studs on the ball, standing there looking, taking his time, inviting pressure. But what happens when he makes that time? The opposition compress the space, so
exactly
the central mids don't have the time to turn with the ball. Now simply just play the ball right up. It's so easy.
And the irony in that was, because obviously I saw that and I said it straight away. It just jumped out at me as in that's what he's been trying to get Onana to do, and he wasn't doing it. Now he's got a goalkeeper, but will do it. But then I heard Stu talking about yourself, Jarvis, where you walked into the space. If the pass is good enough, accurate enough, and got the right way to pass on it, you can just walk onto the ball. We talk about Messi walking around the pitch. Just find him in the space because it's a big space. Just got to hit the centre of it with a ball where I'm going to be standing.
Jarvis, I'm surprised you haven't got that clip up. God, I thought you'd have had that. What do you mean this? Are you talking about this, Mark? Before we do
am I
that,
the producer of Sky Sports?
He's normally got it teed up, Mark. It's there. Guys, Bilal has popped in with a wonderful super chat for us. Now, let's get the old shades on. Are you going to give him the new jingle? Oh God,
we have a new jingle, so let's give Bilal the new jingle. Let's just try it, see how it works.
That's what you call a jingle, that is. Dear me, that is what you call a jingle. Bilal, thank you very much for that money. You keep spending money with us. You are an absolute legend, and we're so grateful. Bilal says there was a shot that looked like it went wide, but Lamans actually got his fingertips to it. I think Lamans has been he might have to go down as the signing of the summer for us, actually, because of the importance of what he brings and what he's done. As a centre-back, I can tell you something for nothing. I'd be playing so comfortable right now, not worrying about where he is behind me, not worrying about his position, not worrying about whether he's going to throw one in. I'd be so comfortable. And it's showing in Maguire, particularly for Maguire when we were playing against Liverpool. Laman's calmness has helped calm down.
Stu, there was a clip. There was another cross he took, right? He took a cross. I think it was like 2, 3, 4 minutes into the game.
Behind him, yeah.
But he takes the cross, he hits the deck, and you just see De Ligt's face light up, like,
exactly.
And that's what it's like playing at the back or whatever. You're just like, and as a striker, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, like he's going to come for everything, isn't he?
He loves it. He loves it. Absolutely brilliant. It's good to see. It's good to see. So, even Yoro can come in. I thought Yoro was very, very good on Saturday. I don't know. What you thought, Nuruddin, about Yoro, but I thought he was excellent Saturday night. But Lamans just gives you this calmness. It's what you need.
Yeah, he's a good player. I thought this game would kind of suit him because of the kind of the movements they offer in it, the overloading. I don't think it's for Maguire. The ball, they keep the ball on the floor. They don't usually. I thought they did a really good job on Welbeck throughout it all. I don't think he had many chances or many opportunities. And I thought, we coped because we didn't get them to switch. Usually the fullbacks are the ones that switch it to Mitter. Obviously, Mitoma's injured. Mitter is another dangerous player because that's what they do. They switch it, and Belabor sometimes does switch it as well quickly. And then they quickly overload your box. But I thought we coped with that. Second half, there were just loads of like how easy they were getting into our box. I think I looked at the stat, and the stat was that they had some sort of like weird possession in our box. Let me just find this stat in terms of the opposition touches on the box, because that to me shows you how well you're defending if you limit the type of touches in the box. So in the box they had 20 touches, we had 21, which is worrying. Really, you would think that you can't let them easily in the box. For me, I was always taught as a midfielder, once the opposition get in the box, you have to be very composed and calm. Anything outside of the box, you can go for it, to try to win the ball back. You can be aggressive. But in the box, you can't. So we had to always try to limit the amount of times. But to be fair to Brighton, they're very good at overloading the box. They're very good at working the ball. They're very good at doing that extra pass, even going back if they need to. But I mean, in terms of what the shots they had as well, if I look at it, like the type of shots in terms of what, to me, because you can have all the shots you want in the world, but for me, it's always like, how many shots did you have? Like, how many shots did you have on target? They had 5. We had 9.
Yeah.
And we hit the woodwork once. We only had 1 block shot. They had 4 block shots. For me, the biggest thing was like, how many did we limit them shots on target? And to be fair, he dealt with them. He's just so calm, so composed. Even though people could say they could blame him because the ball didn't go into that corner, he went really there. And it's all about, to me, that's not the worst thing of a goalkeeper, because it's about just working on the foot, but getting across. That is easily can be coached into him. Do you know what I mean? That mistake. Because all it is proper anticipation.
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 He dived past it. That's what it was. He dived past
he went past it because he went too quick. And it's a thing you have to judge it. You have to go across, and it's about actually. I don't know
Jarvis,
if you've ever seen it, but goalkeepers basically do different type of training. The way they step. I don't know if you ever seen that drill. It's this wide steps that they do to get across, and it's also the way they actually the weight, which way, how they stand and which way they lean towards. So basically, the weight that they put on a certain foot is how quickly they can get across or how slowly they can get across. Because if they weigh this way, then it's hard. You have to be incredibly agile. I mean, they work on that a lot. But
Norden, he's not going to be happy with this. I'll tell you now, before you even press play. He's perfectly positioned, but look where it goes in. That's not in the corner.
He's
That's
not
the
too
middle
far.
of
That's
the
what I said. It's about here. The corner is there, and he went in about down there.
Yeah. But
So
he's gone with the wrong hand. That's what he's going to be pulled on. He's gone with the wrong hand. It should have been a top hand save to put it over the bar. He goes with the other hand, and he actually tries to flip it. And he gets his hand on it. He tries to flip it over the bar. Where if he'd gone with his top hand, it would have been a push over the bar. It's just
should have used his left hand. Yeah,
that's what they always do. They always do that. Goalkeepers always do that, and it's weird. People ask, but it's the momentum and the hip, the push they can get of pushing off that leg. It's really interesting because the certain goalkeepers, people are like, why did they go with that? And they're like, no, it's because of the physiology. The actual physiology, because
watching him do that,
the biochemical,
if he's left-handed.
It's the wall's fault, gents. The wall.
To be fair, Welbeck got it up and down quickly as well, and that's another thing as well. It is quick. The pace that he's got on that shot, even when you slow it down, Jarvis, still quite.
Still should have been 10 yards back.
What he's done, and this is what I was going to say, and you beat me to it, Nuruddin. Is it actually the way that Welbeck takes it? He puts a lot of backspin on that ball. And when you get backspin on the ball, it really is almost impossible to judge where it's going to land and where it's going to drop. But actually, what I would have done if I was in the wall, I would have lifted 2 men up, rather like rugby, and said, get over the fucking wall now, Welbeck. So I blame the wall, basically. If I was Lamans, I'd have been blaming the wall. He didn't fucking jump high enough. Come on. But position-wise, you're right, actually. He was positioned slightly to the left. So he's saying to Welbeck, this is where you're going to go. Sometimes you just got to take your hat off to a free kick, just on the odd occasion. Just got to do it.
Caught him out. It's caught him out. He isn't fully extended because he's not going all the way out here. It's like here as he's going up. So with his arm, he's gone up instead of out full length.
But I think we all can agree we can't classify it as a goalkeeping error or a mistake.
No,
it's not a big enough. It's a minor error, I would say.
Something that can be worked on and it can be corrected.
It's a nothing. It won't happen again. It won't happen again. It's a nothing to me.
I mean, the save, I've never seen Onana or Bayandía make the save that he made. I don't know if you got that clip, Jarvis, where it's a cross shot kind of comes in and is whipped in. And it's the one actually Onana let in when we played them last season. Onana let it in, and then it was Mitoma and Masarawi on the post, if you remember. The ball goes in and he taps it in. There, he literally fingertipped it around the post. Literally fingertipped it around
and got away with it.
The interesting thing that is, and we're criticising Lamans.
Well, 1 minute, Stu, what I love about him, Danny Welbeck is like, I'm feeling for the corner, and if he's walking to get the ball, he's like...
Yeah, I know. No, but what I'm saying is, we're kind of all having a bit of a pop at Lamans, and that says because we expect better from him. Because if Onana was doing that for a kick, he's rooted to the fucking floor. He doesn't move Onana. He doesn't go for it.
But we're not having a pop.
No. What I'm saying
terminology.
Yeah, but it's great.
He can work. It's things he can have to work on.
That's what I mean. It's good to say.
Constructive criticism. I can totally see why that's gone in. I know that the ball's going to have a bit of movement on it. Yeah. He's gone for it. He almost saved it. Maybe that he'd be told go this hand instead of this hand. Maybe he'd told take one step further the other way so you can actually get full extension if you can cover the goal that quick. But maybe at the same time, he needs a goalkeeping coach that isn't about to die because he's so old. Right? Because I don't know what he's going to get coached after seeing the warm-ups by the goalkeeping coach. They're horrendous.
Yeah, I don't think Welbeck scores that any other time as well, by the way. I think Welbeck is 1 in 10.
By the way, we're not age-shaming on this channel. We are all old men.
I'm old. Hell, I couldn't age-shame anyone.
It's not the age, it's the techniques.
Yes, but I think ultimately, though, look, we've got a great goalkeeper. Let's be honest. I was really sceptical about it. You guys 100%. Know it. I wanted a Premier League proven keeper, but you know what? I'm happy to be proven wrong on this one. I love it. I love to see him. But he would make me, if I was playing with him, lads, I would feel so much happier. I really would. So much happier. And that's what our lads need. Maguire's playing at a different level because of Lamans. Says a lot just how important that goalkeeper is. So absolutely brilliant. The one before though, Jarvis, you know the clip that you showed where we pushed it around the post? Should have fucking caught that. Should have fucking.
I think he thought about it. I think he thought about it because the other one I saw him the other week, he shoots it out using the palm of his hand.
Yeah,
gets it away for the corner flag.
For the crack.
This
For the crack.
It looked like he thought about it and it moved, or it was faster than he thought, and he just.
Yeah, but you've got to remember he's young, he's learning the game, he's adjusting to the Premier League, and you know, it will take some time to get adjusted to.
I'm being a bit facetious there, gents, because I would have said to him if I was on, but fucking hell, you should have caught that. There's a fucking cameraman there. Come on.
He caught the shot before, which a lot of keepers would have parried.
Which I would have called camera save. I would have just looked around and said, "You fucking did that for the cameras. Fuck off."
Do it.
Yeah, because
get down there, hold the ball, and then give it one of them. Got it, mate.
Yeah. You know? That's how you do it, and that's how you get that. That's how you get that relationship between you and your keeper. Oh, fucking hell, you should have done better with that, you know.
Well,
and then he's going back.
Good.
How why'd you let him shoot? Absolutely, touche. Why did I let him shoot?
Were you at the game?
Nuruddin was, and Jakey was. My boy was.
No, I wasn't. Right. I was actually coming back from London. I was doing some of the activism stuff I do. So I actually watched the game. It was the most surreal thing. We watched it on an iPad because somebody's got that, what's it called, TV now or something. And then somebody had an iPod. So we're on the coach back from London. And with people, and we watched it. We all sat around the iPad. And you know what? We got the circle of doom maybe once or twice, but it kept coming back. So honestly, it was unbelievable. Nice. It was unbelievable.
Nice.
Like,
nice.
See Now TV. They had their Now TV.
Yeah, Now TV.
Other streaming is available.
Other
streaming is definitely available. But that's what it was. And I was just so like blown away because I was like, damn, I need to go back. I need to watch the whole game quickly and then start, commenting about it and reacting to it. But it was absolutely, But I was there. This is the first Brighton game I've missed in the past 4 years, I think.
So the reason I asked, right, is because even on the TV, I can hear him calling keepers when the ball's in the air from the corners. He's calling for it when he goes and he takes it. But the ones where he looks at it and didn't take it, he doesn't call for it. And Stu, that's important, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. You want the keeper.
I haven't heard my keeper. I'm getting rid of that. Yeah. But if I've heard my keeper, I'm pinning my player. So
pinning your player and letting him go. Exactly right.
And if you can hear him now, I want to know now how loud he is in the ground because there aren't microphones all around, as you know. They're not right by the goals. So if he's picking up...
Jakey says he's vocal. Yeah, Jakey says two things. First, he's fucking massive.
Yeah, he is massive.
And secondly, he's very vocal. And but the players, he reckons all right across the board. Casemiro in particular, you're seeing a better Casemiro for it because he's not chasing. The only thing me and Jarvis picked up, Nuruddin and Mark, I don't know whether you did, very similar to De Ligt at Anfield, going out to Amarin after about 20 minutes, where you get fucking Amman to help me out. Very similar with Minte, again with Yoro. But I thought Yoro cut him out after about 20, 25 minutes. He had another pop, didn't he? About 10 minutes into the second half, Minte played very, very well. Jarvis showed a couple of comments, but ultimately I thought Yoro was solid. De Ligt.
Yoro was really good, yeah.
And me and Jarvis I'm going to say this, lads, we're impressed with Shaw as well. We thought Shaw grew into the game nicely.
Shaw is learning a new role.
He is.
Because he was brought in as a left-sided centre-back by Ten Hag, wasn't he? At one point, he was playing left-sided centre-back because he wanted a left footer on the, and a right footer on the right. And now he's going the left side of a free. And it's got to be really hard when he sees no one outside of him not to just pull outside of that 18-yard box naturally.
Like Dali, yeah.
I did, Jarvis, I know you've been looking at how we defend. I think I'm starting to work out what he's doing. Because a lot of teams play three up top, don't they? They play a main striker and then either two behind or a two wide and play a front three. The central centre-back is man marking. He follows... So De Ligt followed him all around the pitch, Danny Welbeck. He just man marks him. And there was times when you saw Luke Shaw pop up on the right. And then he actually runs back past the lit, but the lit doesn't come over because Danny Welbeck stayed over there. So he comes back into his right position, and it looks like actually we're now really condensed. But he must believe in one-on-one defending with his back three. So, like you just said about Minter getting in by Euro and then going, fuck me, Ahmad, you need to get back. And he's not. Because if Ahmad does his job, it's 2-on-1 in our favour. And if, obviously, Dallo won't do his job. But if Dallo does his job, it's 2-on-1 with Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't mind one-on-one defending on the odd occasion.
Yeah, but it's 5v3 that way.
We're going for it, 100%. If we're going for it. Remember, Vidic and Ferdinand used to both stand on the halfway line. We used to follow the thing and the back baby and the back quarter. You know, people think this is new. Like, defending one-on-one is not. There's nothing new in football, man. Nothing new in football. It's still the same. 11 players, round ball, football.
That's what I was saying earlier. It just comes in cycles. It comes back.
Who remembers Alan Ball as a false nine in the 70s playing occasionally for Everton in his white football boots, gentlemen.
And he wasn't that big either. He wasn't that big.
White Copers, though, what?
Yeah, white Copers.
He wasn't big, tall, big guy, was he? He was a shortish kind of guy.
I think
brilliant footballer.
Thingy now at Forest, his first press
being a kid
was great.
For that reason.
I
remember being a kid and he was a City manager, if I'm not mistaken. Was he a City manager for a bit? Was he a City manager in the 90s?
Alan Ball was.
Alan Ball. I remember him. I remember.
Alan Ball was. I remember. He got that.
By the way, my primary school was right opposite Main Road. Literally facing Main Road.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, we all remember
the main primary school.
We all remember the Kippax, don't we? The Kippax stand.
Yeah, Kippax
that's the hardcore Man City fans. You talk to a Man City fan today, wouldn't know what fucking Kippax was. And that's sad.
But know what Main Road was.
What Kippax? Is it a chocolate? Is it a bar of chocolate?
Is it? Do you get two or one stick with that? Is it 2 bars or 1 bar? The Kippax,
Dude, you asked them where Main Road was. They get out Google Maps.
It's there, isn't it? It's there. It's outside, isn't it? The Main Road. Dear me.
What's a regular after my primary school in the winter at the City Chippy, the famous City Chippy. I remember getting a 30 pence. Used to get a big thing in the winter. Oh my word, coming out of school in the winter like rain. And
their statue at the time would have been Dennis Chewett, wouldn't it? Wasn't he their top player at the time, Chewett?
Yeah, I mean they used to try to bribe us. My primary school, we used to always get tickets for the game. And I'd be like,
you can still walk.
I'm like, only the derby. Give me that derby ticket to see.
I'll take a derby ticket any day. Yeah. Sorry, Jarvis. We're digressing.
Sorry, Jarvis.
No.
Mancunia trivia.
Yes.
I think people love you guys talking about football and local stuff. Boy, I never heard about the City Chippy, or I don't know what we're talking about. But I have a question for you guys.
Jarvis, where I grew up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely. I just want to ask you guys a question, because I've been thinking about one thing the last couple of days, and it's just a thought, and I want to run it by you guys, because when it comes to football and the anatomy of people, about 8 out of 10 is right-footed. So 80% of all players in the Premier League or in footballers in the world are right-footed. And in the modern day football, wingers tend to play on the opposite side of their preferred foot. So if you're a left footer, you play on the right side, and if you're a right footer, you play on the left side. And when you think of the numbers, always the best players, when it comes to wingers, one of the most occupied and difficult position to break into is left wing, because there's so many good right-footed wingers. But you don't have the same selection of players on the right, because there's only 20% left-footed players who can play on the right and invert. But now when it comes to United, Amorim has hit his right side with Ahmad and Mbeumo, both left-footers. So in a way, how we play is very awkward for the opposition to defend against us, because now we are, in boxing terms, as Stu we are a southpaw. We are southpaw. We have a opposite direction of playing. When you think of the other teams, do you think this affects the Amorim way or how we play and make it more difficult for the opposition team to defend against us? Because when you look at the best teams through the last, let's say, 5 years, Mohamed Salah has been a left-footed right winger, doing brilliant for Liverpool because it's hard to defend on the right side. Riyad Mahrez for Manchester City, Bukayo Saka, Arsenal. There's been a couple of brilliant Leroy Sané, brilliant, and always in the best teams.
Raheem Sterling.
But when you go down to top 5, top 6, top 7, top 8, you don't have the same punch when it comes to the right-hand side. You think this is one of the key for the Amorim system to function the way they do at the moment?
I'll go first. Can I go first?
Yeah, please.
I think I look back when I played, left footers always got the better of me because it was hard for me to judge. It was hard for me. It was so awkward. It was very awkward. Left foot. Not many people could get away from me. I've got leg. I'm all legs. That's what one of my coaches used to call me. Legs.
Wiring.
Like literally, like so. But it was difficult. It was really difficult. Like because, like you said, Jarvis, majority of footballers who come again was right-footed. So you automatically have these kind of instinctive kind of feel to where their body shape is going. But left footers, oh my gosh, I used to really struggle with. I think that is something to that in terms of having a left wing back.
You not only have one, but we have two. We have two right.
Yeah, and then having a wing back and then having a left-sided 10, who can be wide player as well. Definitely, it gives 100%. It gives more of the angles, and it's not easy to defend. And actually, lately, you can tell they've been doing a bit of work together. The rhythm, I have really enjoyed. I don't know why Ahmad was taking off again. That bit there, the internet broke up for a bit. So I don't know why he took off Ahmad because
he was cramping up. He was cramping up. So just before his number got held up, someone was running over saying, get him a gel, and they called him off the pitch.
Okay. Well, there you go then. He's cramping up. No problem. I know that he was pissed off being taken off of Liverpool because I actually thought, it's not just what he did setting up Mbeumo for the goal, it's the rhythm. And certain people only understand it's the positions he was taking, like a boxer basically, or like a tennis player. It's the rhythm in the positions he was popping up and the way that he was taking the ball. And I saw similar things on Saturday. Yes, Mark, I agree. At times he could get back. And sometimes, but that's risky football. You have to be able to risk that. And really, for this system, the wing backs have to be high and wide. But Jarvis, in terms of that 100%, I think Mbeumo, his movement is becoming, because remember in the early games of the season, they were getting in each other's way a little bit. You remember it was a bit awkward. It was a bit, taking a different position. But I think they've worked on that. And I 100% think is a weapon. It's definitely a weapon. And at Liverpool, we saw it. They literally, because of Mbeumo's movements and the way Zirkzee, whatever his name is, was inverting, we turned Van Dijk into a left winger, left fullback. Like he stopped being a centre. We dragged him all the way across so many times because we kept putting the ball there and being accurate with the balls put in that channel. So definitely, I think that helps. I think it helps a lot. What helps for me, the most fundamental thing, Jarvis, is that it's the mid block and the tightness and cutting out the middle. That to me is the biggest tactical thing that he's changed. He is compacted the midfield. So in a mid block, at times teams can bop around us because Casemiro and Bruno they don't have the physicality to really be up. But definitely cutting down that vertical way of like pouncing and the triggers have been going for the ball and being aggressive on the second ball. That definitely has helped us. But definitely, I think, I don't think there are many teams in the Premier League that play with a wing back and a left-footed wing back and a number 10 stroke winger left-footed guy. No. Definitely, because at times one can come inside, one can go out wide, and it's exactly the same. I mean, Ahmad has been getting the space, and we talked about it all of the time, Jarvis, when we watched Sporting Lisbon, we did scouting reports, that the wing backs were always the people who were getting the ball out wide. The space was always there. And I even watched Crystal Palace against Arsenal. And at times when they got it right, the way that this formation gets you to have the ball, because you take it out of the middle, is a lot, but you have to have the quality to penetrate. But definitely so.
So if I can just come in, because I've got a funny feeling I'm going to probably take some words out of Stu's mouth, because I think me and him think the same way in this respect. I love how Ahmad and Mbeumo are linking up. Have no issues with that at all. But to have two left footers swinging the ball in towards my goalkeeper and swinging the ball in towards their their goalkeeper and their centre back, as a defender or goalkeeper, I'm happy all day long, because the ball's coming towards my forehead. I can head it away. I haven't got to generate my power going onto it when it's swinging away from me like a right footer would. But if you've got a left footer in the 10, you should have a right footer outside of him, because that link up play, he plays it into the right, the left plays it down, he can whip it straight in first time. We get in all the right positions, and then we cut the ball back across externally level with the 18-yard box, never down the byline. Where it does work is when Mbeumo, he's done this about 2 or 3 times, hooks it down the byline, and Ahmad can dribble in the box. But then he can't cut it back because it's on the wrong foot. He can't play that ball back. We saw it with Anthony last year. He's got no right foot. No one seems to say that about Ahmad, but he has no right foot. He doesn't drill the ball across the box for a tap-in. If you put Ahmad and Dorgu, swap them, I think we'd have a perfect wing-back connections with a right foot, a lefter and a right footer. So you've got in-swingers and out-swingers. You've got options with the balls coming in. Even Alexa doesn't even know what to do.
Alexa.
But I think Ahmad is superb. But I do not like him with Mbeumo, because they both want to play the same ball. They both want to make the
Mark,
ball.
My question is from a tactical point of view. Do you think, as I said, the Southpaw, do you think it's awkward for the opposition team to defend against it because you are up against 2 right wingers? And, you usually are up against, at best, 2 left wingers, but never 2 right wingers. No defense have ever been up against 2 right wingers.
But
as far as I know.
No, but I think you're looking at it from the wrong point of view. How many defensives have been up against 2 right-sided, left-sided players, right-footed, left-sided players? Quite a lot. Quite a lot. Because not every left-back is left-footed. Not every left winger is left-footed. Because as you just said, there's 11 players on the pitch. How many of them are going to be left-footed? Not 2. Because the odds don't add up to that. It's very unlikely. Yeah? So we just got it flipped on the other side. But to mix it, a left and a right and a left and a right, people have been doing that for the last 15 years, inverting the fullbacks inside so they can play outside or play a diagonal pass. But if you went left, right throughout concertina and through the pitch, your passing patterns are perfect. Every ball can come back onto the right foot or be controlled, on the back foot so you can turn out, because it's just going to be on the natural foot. So if you think about the passing patterns from your centre-backs, left-footed centre-back, a right-footed centre-back, and they play on their side, it makes it easy to receive the ball out wide. But if you're facing the play, actually, you don't want to be left-footed. You want to be right-footed. Because a left-footer passing to the right foot, they just go together, like your boxing.
Yeah.
So I would like to see Dorgu come over to the right and Ahmad go over to the left and work with Cunha. Because I think Cunha and Ahmad would really link up well. I think they're a bit more flary. And I think Dorgu's a hard worker with Mbeumo. And I think it would just really balance out nicely. But, that's my take on it. As for the whole opening up through midfield and dragging players out, I'd like to see us actually have some players sprint through the middle if we're going to do that as a tactic, because they ain't getting in the box still. We're dragging them out wide, and then there's still no one in the box. And if that is a tactic, why are our tactics different on the right to what they are on the left? because you've got to have the same tactics however you play forward. Otherwise, you become predictable. For you're only going to attack down one side.
But before we go to Stu, I want to bring up this just to put more context into what I'm thinking, because this is a lot of the formation I see we play with. As I said, Ahmad is high up, Mbeumo is high up, but Dalot on the other side. If you look at the wing backs, in a way, they're not at the same height. Dalot is much more defensively, and Dalot is a right footer defending on the left side. So again, it's something different. But
If that's Dorgu, he is higher up. So is that Dalot not doing it, or is Dorgu doing something he shouldn't be doing? Which one is it? Because Dorgu plays very high.
How have Ahmad had his best games with Dorgu or with Dalot on the pitch?
Dalot has started the last 3 games.
Yes, and I think Ahmad has had his best games when we do this.
So we're becoming predictable and only
we
right.
basically play with a back 4 with Dalot tucking in as the left back, and Casemiro a lot of the time dropping down as an extra centre back, so we get a back 5. So it gives Ahmad the freedom to go into attack a lot of the time.
Is that where Shaw comes through? Is that why? Is that why Shaw, when he won that ball back, was so high in their half? It's because Dalot was already.
Well, they still attack the channels, their channels. As I see you see I marked out the channels. So they do forward facing, but it's just a thought. I'm trying.
We are still trying to see how he's tweaked it.
Yeah. So Stu, what's your take? I want to know. You know football, so Southpaw and boxing. This is right up your alley.
Yeah. The structure from a thought process works very, very well. However, if I'm a left back, I'm absolutely rubbing my hands together because I want 2 left-footed players on the right. Because Nerida made a point that he didn't like left-footed players. Good night, Catherine, my darling. He was, he's all legs. He doesn't like him. I much prefer a left-footed player. I love going up against a left-footed player because I'm going to stay. If a left-footed player is coming here, I'm standing here on him. I am not letting him come in. I am making him go wide.
Outside,
and making him go to the touchline, to the byline. And the interesting thing about that, Jarvis, is hardly any left-footed players can use their right foot, but right-footed players can use their left foot. Now, I'm not saying they can use their left foot for crossing, but they can do a better job. So for me, the biggest problem with it, although I agree with you actually, from a thought process and making an opposition coach think about how am I going to deal with Ahmad and how am I going to deal with Mbeumo because of the differences that they adopt, they're always in the same fucking position because they're both looking at the same area of the pitch to attack. And I understand that, and it's great. And Brighton didn't particularly do a great job with them. And when we talk about, and when you've got the tactics board up, you've got Mbeumo and Ahmad slightly deep, and you've got them. It's absolutely right position it should be. But then when we want them to attack down the right and try and cut into the box, there isn't a right foot there. As Mark says, and as Nuruddin says, they've got to come back on the left to do something with it. So that part is true. But what you're talking about is messing with the opposition's brain. That's what you're talking about. And Story came on, said he likes traditional wingers. So Gordon Hill was a traditional winger. Stevie Coppell was right foot, left foot. Beckham on a right wing. Giggs on the left. We've always played with traditional wingers.
Can we imagine swapping them? Can we imagine having Giggs on the right and fucking Beckham on the left?
It wouldn't work. So, but what you do take away.
Yeah, because it was more about crossing. It's about going past and whipping balls in. That's what that was.
Yeah,
Konchowski's was classic. Used to jockey on outside, bam.
But Norden, we are whipping balls in. We're whipping them into the goalkeeper's hands.
Yeah, well, I was about to say that we're taking away our depth crossing ability. Your deep crossing ability, you're removing out the game completely. So you're relying on in-swing crosses rather than what Norris is talking about is out-swing crosses, which is what Mark was talking about. Now, I said, was it last weekend, Jarvis? I said stick Ahmad and Mbeumo. Was it Monday last weekend? I said run Ahmad as a left wing back and Bruno as a right wing back, and play Mount, Cunha, and Sesko. I think that gives us a far greater balance all in all. And the reason we were talking about it is when you look at Mbumo's stats at one point, Mbumo chased, was it the first 10 minutes? Mbumo chased the ball.
No, it was near the end of the game. It was near the end of the game where he sprinted back and stayed with the player.
Yeah. But he's doing that. Yeah, he's got that. He's got that with him.
70-something minutes.
And one of the things Jarvis talks about actually, in the summer when we were talking about Mbumo, and I was talking about Cunha, I was raving about what we could do with Cunha and playing within that middle third. So that's penalty area to penalty area, that line there. And Jarvis pointed out, and I didn't know it at the time, Jarvis pointed out that's exactly what Mbumo does. And if we could get that, and I don't think by the way, guys, it won't kill our attacking ability. It will enhance it, because when you look at where Mbumo and Cunha are now receiving the ball, they're receiving it very deep.
They're going deep,
Yeah, they're not receiving it high up all the time, are they? They're receiving it deep. And that's helping us with our transition. It's helping Bruno, and it's also helping Casemiro, because Casemiro's not having to run so far to make the passing. He's been able to do it. So Jarvis is right. What you're talking about, Jarvis, is absolutely right from a bamboozlement point of view. But I like to see, I'm not talking about being traditional, but I do like to see people being able to cross the ball from deep. So a right-sided winger and a left-footed winger offers you a 30 to 9 yards crossing ability. So you've got, about 20 yards in terms of space where they can cross it, and vice versa. Or it only offers you the 18 yards width cross, and I want to avoid that if I can. So it's a really interesting question what you pose.
I was just thinking, listening to you there, Stu, listening to Nordin and what I said. Why are we not swapping sides? Why are we not mixing it up with our wing back?
To us it looks. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Cunha also often inverts over to the other side. You see Cunha close to Mbumo, for example.
I just mean
Cunha drags himself.
You'll quite often see in football your left and right wingers swap. You go at him this off. You go at him, give him 5 minutes of something else to think about. Because, as you said, left footers go outside to the left if they're playing on the left. A right footer comes in. Yeah. Vice versa on the other side. Defender only wants to go one way.
Yeah.
He wants to show you one way outside towards the touchline. You start coming in. And you're talking about, instead of your body shape being like that, now I've got to be like that. And I hate it. They don't want to be doing that. Stu, do you remember the drills where you have to do like the backwards jockeying, like 2 steps?
All the time.
We all hate it. The old hit start going, everything starts hurting.
Well, Jarvis has got that nailed, haven't you, Jarvis?
Yeah.
You got that. Sorry, that's it. That's more how you do it, isn't it? There you go. Beautiful. Control and balance. Yeah,
I was saying might come back.
Everything, isn't it? Because when the good thing about Ahmad is, and you're both right, and I know Jarvis, you mentioned this by the way on Saturday night, Ahmad's ability to receive the ball, hold the ball, is very, very good. His stance and his ability to take is very, very nice. When he gets into an area where we're all thinking, fuck me, one little dink, 5 yard little push and pull, but he can't cross it with his right peg. He just can't do it. So he comes back inside. He does the Jarvis chop. He doesn't do the Ahmad chop because the Ahmad chop's got nothing on Jarvis. He does the Jarvis chop and then he puts the cross in. This is where Mark is absolutely right. As a centre half, I'm going, fucking great. This is great. I'm just going to a shoulder barge. Somebody bang out you fucking go as far as I can go.
That really hurts me.
Bang and cut and catch. That's the difference.
That really hurts me. Like growing up in United, where wing play. Like I remember how good Gary Neville was doing it just past the halfway line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? 10 yards inside the halfway line, used to whip balls into to the other side, and always. I remember him and Beckham, just the art of crossing, the art of putting balls in dangerous situations. I tell you who is they're not playing him, but he's got it on him. He's got it in his locker. It's Frimpong at Liverpool.
Oh God, yeah,
It's
yeah.
unbelievable balls he puts in. The ones between the goalkeeper and the defenders, you know what I mean? That ball
because he's got that 2 yards.
Yeah.
2 yard speed where you don't even see him move and he's past you, and it's
Antonio Valencia. Remember Antonio Valencia? He used to just
Yeah.
blast them. I remember he was the first guy who used to just shoot the ball across.
Yeah.
What about Kanchelskis?
Yeah, Kanchelskis used to be the same. But yeah, I would say Ahmad, to be fair to him, has sometimes takes up central positions. Remember the goal he scored against Man City? You know what I mean? And at times he comes up. If you see the one Casemiro shoots, if you were to bring that up, Jarvis, if you could, the player behind him actually who's going to take the ball is Ahmad. So him and Ahmad crisscross actually. Ahmad tries to, but the ball lands, for Casemiro's goal. He literally has that. Ahmad is the other player. He's
behind him,
far
isn't he?
central. Yeah, he's come that far central
him.
that he's becoming to that space. So definitely.
That's where it starts becoming a problem. Because if that is your wing back in the central channel, now them outball, if they block it or whatever, loses it, studies it, falls over, the pass doesn't happen, they are in down that other side 2v1.
Yeah.
Because now you're that far out of your position.
You have Ahmad here. It's right. You're right, Nordi.
Yes,
he's coming from the right. He's not come round him, is he? He's coming from the right. You can see from his body shape, he's coming back across. So I get
kind of weird. I think in the game, I'm just trying to remember. He's inside the left pocket, and then he goes in, and they crisscross, and then Casemiro picks up the ball and goes this way. So I think he might have come from the left-hand side. But I don't mind that at home. Yeah, I don't mind that at home, Matt. I do not. I am always like, risky football is what you have to do to get goals. Like, I genuinely do believe that. But I also believe that, the way that, same thing maybe in Norway, Jarvis, you always coach to have +1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, +1, always defensively.
Yeah.
Well,
and defending. Yeah, and defending was mainly about, buying time. You didn't have to. I remember being coached say, no, you don't have to foul him. You don't have to try and win. Delay, so everybody gets back. But the thing for me at Old Trafford, I do not mind risky football. Like, if it means that Manchester United win 4-3, so be it. The one thing that I am thinking, I think you both talked about it earlier. I think the more these long central balls, teams are going to figure out how to beat us on the second balls. I really think that. Every time a coach comes with a different kind of plan, it takes a couple of weeks for other coaches, because you've got the best people, you've got the best video analysts, you've got the best kind of understanding of what's going on, seeing where the jinx are. So can you see exactly? Ahmad came from this side, and it was someone else with a press, and then he goes that way. You know what I mean? Because I was like, Ahmad, get it, and then it's like, he.
But if you look down here,
could be an easy pass.
Euro's now got to put a sprint on to try and get up there.
Yeah,
to take that space.
Who's on this side here? Who's this player?
That's Euro, isn't it?
It's in Burmo.
It's in Burmo, because Ahmad has gone beyond him. The interchange. So Ahmad, in Burmo's back. In Burmo's back there, because I think it's about the trigger. The trigger.
No. If you go back, this we're playing out from the back, and we have Cunha and Ahmad in the press play. And you see Mbumo plays as the right wing back in this instance. The interchange position. Same with Cunha, interchange with Sesko, who plays on the left.
I believe that's starting to come. This interchanging. The Cunha. This was our starting 11. I think this safe to say this is his best starting 11 or favourite starting 11. Maybe swapping Euro and Maguire depending on who we're playing. For the headers. But take out the back three. That's his starting 11, first choice. Ahmad on the right, Dalu on the left. I'd rather have Dorgu, but I'm not the manager. But what we're starting to see now is Cunha drops, and our floating 8 goes high, chases the ball because he's got more energy than Cunha. Cunha drops. Stu, where do you want to see Cunha? You want to see him our side of the halfway line, get the ball, and he can travel forward. So that's a win-win. Bruno wants to be forward, Cunha doesn't. Now we're seeing Ahmad and Mbermo's starting to swap. I'll play right. I've got the winger. I'll take him. You go inside, and it's starting to swap. So that fluidness is coming. Sesko's obviously, we said about him going out into the left 10, where Cunha or Mbermo pushes up on the press. So little things are starting to come, and people. I seem to say, I never thought it was the system. I always thought it was one player fucking the system, where they
But I
weren't
also
doing.
thought it's about his interpretation as well, Matt. Let's be honest. His interpretation was leaving this basketballification of football, leaving us open to a transition. Now he's literally cutting down the middle. Teams who want to come down the middle, who want to play through there, now we're cutting that down because we're winning the second balls.
Yes.
And the press trigger is working better from the middle and from the mid block, and we're being aggressive. Like we're being aggressive and getting around and hunting the ball down. So I genuinely do that, and I think that it's not by mistake him Casemiro being taken off, because he gasses out. He's gassing out.
But
He's gassing out, and that's the reason why. But it was his interpretation. What we saw with our own eyes was not wrong. Not wrong. I refuse to concede that. What we saw is what we saw. What we're seeing now is totally different. And by the way, Sesko is used to this. Because for Leipzig, he was doing that like number 10,
he did.
kind of on the left-hand side. So he's used to it. He's used to it.
Question is, though, guys, and this is the biggest question, and it will always be the big question. Why is it taking a bunch of professional footballers who play football all of their lives to work that out?
Because so you're currently learning to play the drums, right?
Yeah.
If we put the four of us in a room, you're currently learning, Nordin, we all go in, we all start to learn the drums. Now, some of us might have touched the drums when we were at school. Some of us might have daddled. We're all going to learn one song, and it's going to take us different times to learn that song. It doesn't matter how good you are, you just might not get it. And then you get someone who does get it in that system, and now the person next to him doesn't get it. And he starts screwing over the person that does get it, because he's like, I've got to cover you, because as you just said, I know football. I know you fucked up, and now I've got to come in. But then that's going to screw the person up to my right or my left.
Here's my slight counter to that. We've all played football. All of us. Some of us are still playing. We all started at different ages, I agree. But I can guarantee you on this panel and in the Devilish Tacticos chat, you've all played 5 systems. All of us. You've all been in a team that's played a roving 3-5-2, 4-5-1, 4-4-2, 4-3-2-1, whatever. We've all done it, because you cannot go from the age of 5 to the age of where we are today not experiencing the realms of football. So my only question is what is stopping these guys, the likes of Casemiro, who's won everything in his career, Bruno, not won everything, but you know what I mean, and Boomer, what is stopping these guys picking it up earlier? And for me, it's stubbornness. A lot of it is stubbornness, and we've all been
ego. I was waiting for you to finish. I was going to say ego,
and we've all done it, because you coach, and you know that you can see out of all your lads, you've got one player who's not quite grasping it, because he's being stubborn. He's not allowing himself to open up to you and get what you're saying. He won't do it, and that's been our biggest problem. And it's such
he feels it will affect his game.
Yeah, it's such a shame.
And we're describing, in my opinion, my humble opinion, not the channel's opinion, Bruno Fernandes, Ahmad, players like that who have got the skills to pay the bills.
Yes, they do,
and they want to use those skills. But right now, I know you've got those skills, but I don't want you to use them. I want you to use this one skill. Forget your passing, forget your shooting, your goals. You can't even score a penalty. But I just need you to play level. What? Casemiro is here, and I want you here. I don't want you like this. I don't want you like this. I want you like this. And when I want you to tilt, like as the game tilts, I just want that. And when we're in a position, yes, you can go, because I know my defenders are going to do their jobs. So my defenders are doing their jobs. My holders are doing my job. Now my attackers are doing their job. And Sesko's going to be the final part of the puzzle, right? He's doing all the link-up play. Now, the one thing as a striker or a midfielder would be screaming at that player, you've laid it off. Now what? Get your fucking arse in the box. Where's that sprint? Where's the layoff and the sprint to get in the box to score the goal?
Well, this is it. Yeah, this is it.
That's the last thing.
Yeah,
it's got to come in stages, but you've got to play games.
But what I can never understand is
games, you might train it, but you're playing against players who know the system. You don't learn in training.
Yeah, but what I can never understand is during a game, right? Just say I drop the ball into Nuruddin. Nuruddin loses it because somebody's up his arse. He's in space again. I drop it into him again, loses it. The next time he's in space, I pop it to the right. Nuruddin's looking at me. What the fuck are you doing? You've lost it twice, Nuruddin. And that's it. End of conversations, isn't it? That's how football evolves. That's how it is. It doesn't need anything more. And this is what I get. I cannot get to grips with a professional footballer not reading a game of football. I can't cope with it. I can't understand it. I can't agree with it because, again, we're all footballers. The Jarvis chop, he read the player. The player didn't read him. He read the player. You know, Jarvis obviously dropped the shoulder beautifully and sent the player into a complete spin. But Jarvis read the player straight away. Now, that's experience. Now, if I'm the guy, and I'm making a genuine point here, pal, I really am. I'm making a genuine point. If I'm that young kid, I'm watching that video back and saying, where the fuck did I go wrong? Because I was going this way. He was going that way. Where the fuck is he? Well, hold on. What's he done that I haven't read? That is footballing basics 101.
It is.
The next time Jarvis is on the same pitch against him, and Jarvis walks up and says, hey, I'm going to drop this shoulder. He's going, right, son, I'm going to fucking have you with his other. And then Jarvis is thinking, fuck, he's learned. So I've got to adjust my game. We don't do that. I just want to see us just do that. So coming back to the original question, right at the very, very beginning, that's what you're trying to get at, Jarvis. What you're point that you're making is, are we trying to confuse the opposition rather than somebody like me who would welcome it? There are players out there that just aren't understanding it, and I just cannot get me fucking head around it. Nuruddin spoke about it before. You know, when we've had Bombay on the pitch, Nuruddin said, I used to fucking scream at Bombay, the most frustrating fucking player going and all that kind of stuff. And I get it. I get it. I can imagine me putting in a cross for Mark, and and I'm 2 yards off his head. What the fuck is that? You know, and stuff like that, because that's how football is, isn't it? That's how you're brought up.
That's how football's changed. That's what's not allowed anymore.
It has changed.
Yeah. So you listen to Roy Keane, Brian Robson, anyone like that. If you misplace that pass, fucking sort your pass out. Sort your touch out. Sort your bang. Not one, not two, not three, not four. First one.
Yeah.
First
you don't
one,
get any second
sort
chance.
it out. That don't happen again. So you're saying play the ball in. Now I've made a different choice. No, because it's play the ball in, sort your touch out. Gaffer, get him off. Do you know what I mean? If you don't sort that out, get him off, because that's the way we play. So you don't go and do something you're not instructed to do, because that's gone out the game, right? It's now give him the ball. Believer might as well have put on Man United shirt on. Because
big up to him.
What he was instructed. And he was doing it at a snail's pace because, Jesus Christ, he was crap, wasn't he? And it did look like he was playing for us. But
do you know something?
I wanted him to volley it.
Do you know
One time the goalkeeper gave him the ball back, I was like, flick it up and I'll volley it to top.
I said last week, he'd probably score an own goal or get sent off.
I've got to be honest. I'm in the minority here. He had a really bad game to belabor. But actually, if you watch if you watch his movement, his reading of the game, not his touch, just watch the way that he was making the interceptions. Yes, he was giving us the ball away, but he was in the positions where we want him to be. And actually, when you look at his control and his passing, although he gave it to us a million times, his actual use of the ball, the way that he strikes the ball, he's a very top player. He's a top performer.
The thing with Baleba is as a kind of a player, he likes to receive the ball and he likes to drive with the ball. The problem is we cut off all his area, so he couldn't operate in his prime area. So again, I see a weakness, because as a player, he should take the game on the scruff of his neck, or whatever it's called, and take charge of the game.
Right,
And
I agree with you, but he was isolated.
But he should take it. He should adapt. He should understand that Bruno, the Casemiro, all the number 10s, everybody's just cutting in the central area. So he needs to do something. He tried. He dropped down in between the centre backs and played as the deep centre back.
He tried to influence the game.
It didn't work. So again,
how old is he? 21, 22? Like, he's young.
He's young, yes, really but he needs to learn. He needs to learn.
But I know he plays so well. FIFA investigates.
He played well against Newcastle. Did you watch him against Newcastle?
Yeah, he was excellent.
But the thing is, people got to realize one thing when it comes to Baleba. Everybody thinks he has his mind elsewhere because Man United wanted him this summer.
I think it is.
But that's not the whole story. That's not the whole story, because it's not just the fans and Man United. It's all of the Premier League. His oppositions have now studied Baleba. Everybody, because the Man United fans showed clip of Baleba's strengths, how he receives, how he turns with the ball and drives with the ball. So now all the players in the Premier League are aware of his abilities. Yeah. So now he needs to adapt. It's always the second season syndrome.
100%.
We talk about that, and it's for a reason. It's not just the player dropping off; it's about the awareness of the opposition. Because football is two things: it's attacking and defending.
You'll see.
As I said before, Jarvis,
in January, he is a really, really talented footballer. That kid.
Yes, he is.
And if you watch him, just watch his ability on the ball, the way that he takes it. He had a bad game against us. I'm not saying that. But I saw enough to warrant still. I would love him at United. I would absolutely.
I actually think in the first half they didn't play well, Jarvis. And the biggest thing what I was saying before, what you're saying, I agree with you, because you have the best analysts. You have the best analysts who are looking for that percent of advantage, where your weakness. Stand on this, and players are now taking instructions more. In football back in the day, it wasn't. It was just like, you know what? This is what we're about. This is what we're going to do. Now, the level of detail that goes, because one of my good friends, the brother plays in the championship, and I won't say what player it is. Yeah, honestly, they get given laptops to take home, homework. They're literally he's literally, his brother's trying to play like a computer game with him and all that, and it's like, oh yeah, and by the way, I need to study this. I need to study this, and the video, the clips are all on it. And the positions are all on it. Like, honestly, they're using so many different kind of software programs where he's literally like studying, like positionally where he needs to be.
Which this goes back to what I said about having a right foot and a left footer.
Yeah.
You see what you're saying about studying? How do you study that? How do you study where actually now it can come from anywhere? Because now it can't be one on the left, one on the right. A pass here, a pass there.
I watched that on the pitch, but I just want to draw your attention to something about Baleba, by the way, gents. If you put that clip up, the one that Nuruddin was talking about, the crisscross of Ahmed when Casemiro scores, and you put that, you put the arrows up. I think you still got it there.
Yeah. You're still here.
Play that forward. Just play that forward. That's Baleba there in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah. This is Baleba. Baleba is taken out all the time from the beginning of the press play.
Let's go back. It's not the point I'm going to make.
Okay.
I want you to watch Baleba. Play it through. It's not the point I'm making.
I can't play it through. I can play 3 seconds.
In fact, he never checks his shoulder once.
Well, no, but we can see it by step by step.
Yeah. It's the crossover part. Go to the crossover part.
Okay, so now the ball comes from Van Hecke and up to Luke Shaw. Yeah. But Baleba is still here.
Keep it going. Now he's caught between the devil and the deep blue sea because the rest of the midfield's caught out. Just watch him. Keep it going. Just watch his head, because when you want a holding player or a player who can recognise danger, I just want you to watch Baleba and watch his head. There.
Yeah, He sees
You may
that
have
man
seen
make a run.
He sees it. You may have seen it. You may not have. But he knows exactly what he's doing. I'm talking awareness. It gets forgotten about all throughout the game.
All
Just
right.
people
Yeah.
understanding and knowing. It's only a short one, Jarvis, but if you just notice, you'll see what he's looking at.
Interesting you
Basically
see that,
what-
Stu.
There,
I'll say why.
There, look at his position.
Yes.
Now,
And
he's
because he
trying
does
to-
that, is what enables the shot.
Yeah, but you're caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. There, you've got two choices. You either allow the ball to go to Ahmad, or you try and
If he bursts up here, the ball will go to Ahmad.
You've got no choice. He defended that very, very well.
Do you think?
Yeah,
Generally.
yeah.
Okay, so what I'm seeing from a different point of view, from my
He didn't
coaching point-
overcommit. He didn't overcommit, did he?
No,
No,
that's my
he didn't
point.
do either.
That's my point. But it's awareness. What you're watching here is an awareness around.
There's an awareness, but he doesn't put his arm up to signal someone taking, which obviously the whole thing last week.
Well, you know why he didn't change his position though, don't you?
Because he lost where he was.
No, it was Casemiro's body shape. That's why he didn't change position. I know Jarvis can't put it slow down. Just watch Casemiro's body shape. That's why he didn't change position.
Oh well, because you can see he's just about
Correct.
to. Yeah.
Correct. It's to me, that's the type of thing you want. And if you're in an organised team at that point, you've got more of a chance of dealing with it. But I just thought it was good awareness, and I just want to make that point because that's what I look for. You see, now
I just think this is totally poor defending. Really poor defending. The centre back off to the side of whoever it is
by Brighton. Yeah, by Brighton.
Could have taken it. And then the player who actually gets hit could have come out towards Casemiro. Belieber takes the thing. We don't score. He doesn't get a shot off. They haven't read it at all.
That's exactly it. It's great play. You've got a player with a choice. You never make the right choice in football when you're on 2-on-1. You never make the right choice impossible. We
can commence Ahmad for actually making that run. And,
yes,
and
again,
He's giving Casemiro the hat away, which is what I'm saying. He gave him 2 seconds to.
That's why
that's the point you were making, Nuruddin, wasn't
That's the point I was making. Yeah, the crisscross. Because then you're like, well, who am I going to stay with? But actually, if you just go to the still photo of that, Jarvis, we actually overloaded because we fully committed into the press. And they went lopsided. So you can see how lopsided they are. Because obviously you can't show the whole thing.
That's
but they
exactly
tried to
right.
play out from that side. And then everybody went on that side to try to get... Because that's how they always want to connect. You know, Ari and Belabor always want to connect and then go up the pitch. And then, you know, Ari, but mainly Belabor can drive with the ball. And that's how they always do it, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Read it. Luke Shaw read it, won the ball back. And then you could see literally, is Ahmad, is Bruno there. And I think it is Sesko there as well. I think it's Bruno and then Sesko, if I'm not mistaken. Both players are there as well, if I'm not...
Sesko, Bruno, Ahmad, Casemiro.
Bruno's the one in the box.
Yeah, and Cunha's
they are lopsided.
But even if Ahmad, Bruno could have, and then that shot is still open. Look, he's still got time where Bruno is supposed to pick up the ball. You know what I mean? Look, this guy is already, you know, he's nowhere to get at him other than somebody tries to get him from behind actually. And Bruno could have took that shot because there's a space there for him to be able to operate. But yeah.
And you've got to also look at Cunha's run across as well, which I don't think.
I was just thinking that, Stu. I was just thinking you said about Belieber checking his shoulder. Yeah. He must have really thought, because I didn't see the second one at first. When he looks and sees Ahmad, he must have also gone, fuck me, that's Cunha as well. There's two running off my side with no one marking him.
Poor lad. I just wanted to bring that up.
In that move, the way Cunha opened, if you see that before, the way Cunha opens his body, if Casemiro would have played him, it would have been a shot and a turn and a whip. I think he would have been just into the face and then whipped it to either side. I think it
or even a double pass.
Yeah.
Casemiro, Ahmad, Cunha tap it, because they would have been in the box in two passes.
But it was interesting that Nuruddin, when you consider it all started, you got us looking at that by you bringing up Ahmad. And as soon as you brought that up, we're all talking about it, and Jarvis knows what I'm like, Nuruddin. I'll look at other areas, and you know, and that's why I started looking at Belay, because I couldn't. as Mark says, it was abysmal defending. I could rip that defence apart for you now, you know, and it would be, I could do it in 2 seconds. But it's the things that I always try and notice something differently. And when we were talking about it, I saw his head, I thought, you know, it gets missed. Things like that get missed. It's not because we notice any more than anybody else in football. I'm not saying we know any more about football than anyone else. We don't. We just notice it because we like to analyse the game as a whole. And Jarvis will always tell you this, Norridin and Mark in particular. I always look at the defensive side, don't I, Jarvis? And anything, on any goal we score, I will look at the defence and find out, you know, why, what did we do wrong? And that's how I notice little things, you know, like that. But if you hadn't said about Ahmad Nuruddin going across, I didn't pick it up on Saturday night.
Yep.
So you noticed Ahmad, and that's got me noticing the game.
I've got that. Yeah, I've got that very much kind of like photographic brain. I've got where there's certain pictures I have of the game, like, and that was the thing that I like. The reports to Major Anfield at Liverpool for
he has preferences. Brilliant. That's fucking funny. That is.
We have a request, but we have to do a Q&A at least 10 minutes. We have 3 questions in, so.
One of them is a really good question, and I can't wait to
do those questions. But Big Suave comes in and they have a special request and say, let's break down that Sesko assist to Mbumo, guys. And, you know, I got it right here. So let's just have a quick look, not take more than at least 3 to 5 minutes on this segment. So again,
what we call the cut turn. That skill is so difficult to do.
Let's slow it down and look at it. It's a beautiful touch here from Sesko.
Hey, big man's got quick feet. Big man.
He reminds me of Andre Flo. I don't know if you remember the guy who played for Chelsea. He used to be like a technical player with long legs doing.
The Norwegian fella.
Andre Flo.
He
played with Gianfranco Sola on top for Chelsea. Late 90s.
Good player. Very good player. I used to hate him. He used to bloody score against United all the time.
Yeah. He did.
He always used to score against us, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
What was his
brother?
What was his brother called? Jocelyn Flo. No.
Yeah, Jocelyn Flo. Yeah, he played for Sheffield United.
Yeah, Jocelyn Flo. Yeah.
Was he as tall as him? Was he a defender as well?
He was taller. No, they were both strikers. Jocelyn Flo, I think, was taller, wasn't he?
No, he was he played as a striker. Yeah, he played for striker at Sheffield United. But when he played on the Norwegian national team, he always played as the left winger. Because we have Stig Inge Bjørneby. You remember the Liverpool? He had a brilliant long cross. So he always shifted play from the right side over to him, just to head it down to the striker and the midfielders running in. He always played with the 5-4-1.
There was a lad, I don't know what team, I forgot the team he played for, but he played in one of the leagues. I think it might have been the Timperley League in Greater Manchester. And he had the same shape as Jana Fiorto. And you know what I mean? Everybody used to call him. Yeah.
Fjortoft. Yeah. Fjortoft was always brilliant with the back against his goal. You know, he could hold up the ball really well.
Fjortoft.
Fjortoft. Yeah.
Were you Central Manchester League, Nuruddin?
So it was surreal. So I played for Fletcher Moss, where obviously Rashford was discovered. What's his name?
Fletcher Moss. Loads were discovered.
Brown, West Brown. Rashford. I played for them. I played for Woodhouse Park in Wimenshaw. They used to play in Baswick Park. And then I played for Baswick. And then I'm sure, did I play 2 games? But this is when the injuries were getting the better of me. I might have played, I think, 1 or 2 games for Brooklands in Sale.
Nice. Sale. Get out there.
Bit posh. Little bit of posh.
A little bit of posh. This is about the chemistry.
Wasn't that Withenshaw? Yeah. Wasn't that Withenshaw? They got all the Premier League players, the vets.
Yeah. A lot of players. Yeah. Withenshaw.
Yeah, Heskey and all that playing.
Yeah, Withenshaw. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. In our league, in the Worcester Prem, you get ex-Prem. load of top end non-league players. It's great fun. It's great fun still. Even at my age, get me Zimmer frame out next games, like Jarvis. Get me Zimmer frame out. Got a lot to live up to now.
Yeah, 100%. We have a question from Devlin Lindsay. How's the stream going, fellas? Always here for the laugh, regardless of what happened. We still need a CM. So let's go back to the start. I didn't get Noradin's take on Elliot Anderson, 120 million. What's your instant reaction when you hear something like that? Would you take him for, let's say, 100 then, or maybe 90?
Elliot Anderson for 70 million, yes. I would take him for 70 million.
70.
Yeah, we said
that's your upper limit.
That's my upper limit. Because I look at his age.
On what? Out of interest, because you're central midfielder, based on what have you seen? Because I've said it.
I've been watching him. I've been watching him for a year and a bit. I've been really I've been keeping it to myself genuinely, but I've been really honing in on him. The level of physicality and intensity of his game, and the way his first thought is when he gets the ball is to play it through the lines, punch it through the lines. That is something I don't see most midfielders doing, and especially English midfielders. And that's why he's gone in straight into the England thing. I genuinely believe that.
He's in the England team because Bellingham and that weren't.
No, I understand that, but genuinely, I think the intensity that he offers is what he basically played in the summer, right? He played England on the 21s. Yeah,
Wharton, didn't he? Played.
Yeah, I watched him. No word of a lie. Without him, England don't retain the 21s championship. And I'm being dead honest.
He played the 8, didn't he, for them?
Yeah, and I've been dead honest. And he's doing both parts of the game. Both parts, connecting the play, taking it, driving with it. But then in the sticky situations, he's there, he's at it, he's talking to people. I see really a leadership kind of thing in him within a couple of years. Honestly, I see, and I'm not gone that excited about a midfielder. Big level of intensity. Even at Newcastle, I was gobsmacked. Newcastle let him go because I saw it in sometimes when he was coming on in games from Newcastle. I was like, whoa, like the cover, how quickly he's going across the ground to cover. How quickly, like, he is getting on the ball. But the biggest thing for me is that he doesn't like to give it wide. Like, no, it's head up, bam.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
You know, it's head up, bam, and it's like 15 yards, 20 yards, or hit it, punch it. I'm not going to get giddy or get carried away, but the way he punched the ball is like prime Roy Keane. Now, Roy Keane was a totally different type of player because he was a goal scorer as well. He was when the box really existed. Roy Keane used to be such a strong runner. People forget how good Roy Keane was, such an incredible strong runner. It's a
disgrace, the amount of disrespect. He gets as much disrespect as a player, as Andy Cole does as a goal scorer.
And Gary Neville as well. I find that really difficult, that the amount of disrespect Gary Neville gets. And the people talk about like Carragher like he was some great guy. Carragher.
People
try to compare Gary Neville and Carragher. I'm like, what planet are we on here? Gary Neville, like I said, Gary Neville was solid. Was absolutely solid. I remember one or two players would ever trouble him, like Overmars. I only ever remember Overmars really troubling him. Overmars was the guy
that troubled everyone, though, didn't he?
Overmars was troubling everybody. Was terrorizing everybody in world football.
Who was the Spanish kiddie that played up front that he kicked the shit out of that caused the punch up in the the potential punch up?
Oh, that was Phil. That was Phil Neville. It was Reyes. That was Phil
Neville.
It was Phil Neville. By the way, rest in peace.
Every time he goes near a Neville, one of them kicks.
Yeah. By the way, rest in peace to him.
What you said about.
Yeah, he basically, I think he was in a car crash or something, if I'm not
mistaken. Reyes, he did. Yeah. What you said, by the way, about Roy Keane's actually correct, because a lot of the fans that remember Roy Keane don't remember the early Roy Keane.
Forest.
When he came to Manchester United as a kid. They remember Roy Keane against Arsenal. They remember Roy Keane against Liverpool, hard, battling, Juventus. They don't remember the original Roy Keane who was box to box. And don't forget, he came in when Paul Ince was at the club. He came in when Robbo, I think it was the last legs, wasn't he, when Robbo was there? You know, British
The
record.
injuries was getting on top of Robbo. Well, the drinking
Jesus.
as well. Let's be honest.
Oh, he was the perfect replacement for Robson. Ferguson really knew it. He was the perfect replacement for Robson.
Yeah.
That's why we broke the British transfer record.
Yeah,
But he was so close. Have you heard the story he tells? He was this close to going to Blackburn, and I'm just like, oh my god!
he still hates seeing Kenny Dalglish now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because he agreed to go to
They
Blackburn.
talked about it on the overlap. I don't know if you saw it a
they
couple of
did.
weeks ago. Kenny was on it on the overlap. Kenny was
Yeah,
like,
Roy
I'm
Keane
gonna
was
get
red.
it.
He was
Yeah,
red.
yeah.
Did you see
But that's the best thing about Fergie. Fergie was like, listen, I need you to sign now.
Did you see
I've got a
Roy
question.
Keane,
I've got a question.
Sorry, one sec. Take his contracts on the overlap. He was talking about his contracts.
Yeah.
I mean, the overlap has really dug up some great stuff, hasn't it?
They have,
You know,
yeah.
So
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Mark. Do you want to save it for the Q&A then, Marky? Question.
No, it's based around the midfielder, Jacob Ramsey.
Oh, okay.
He, I thought, was superb. I would put him and Anderson very similar in what they did, the way they travelled the ground, the way they played the ball forward to get forward. Jacob Ramsey went for 39 million plus 5 and add-ons. 44 million overall.
Yeah.
So explain to me why we're even looking at Anderson with his 2 goals and 8 assists last season and 0-0-0 this season, and someone's putting 100 million on his head.
It's just
nonsense. No. For me, I'm buying for the potential. I'm buying for the potential that he could get better. Actually, he can improve, and he could get way better. But
he also might not
is because of his age. But he's not worth 100 million. No fucking way. No way.
That's what I think.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's
Like,
120
to a good player.
120. Yeah. That's what I say.
I'm trying to think of a player who's moved recently but was really showing something. I think Jacob Ramsey was at Villa, and they had to sell him. But then
they had to sell Ramsey. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Let's look at Thingy. He went from
didn't
Forest
Nottingham
to
Forest, Villa, and Newcastle do some weird thing where they swap players? Didn't they do something
like
that?
It was weird. It was weird.
No, it's not weird. It's total sense. It was for the FFP, wasn't it? So it's
that's what I mean. It was weird how they did it, but yeah. Anyway, guys, we are 2 hours. Jarvis, we're 2:11 in, old friends.
Yes. Let's make the Q&A short, not 1 hour extra. Please.
No,
let's try to make it sensible.
We've only got 3 questions anyway at the minute.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Maybe we'll get some extra questions. But before we go to the Q&A, I had one more topic I wanted to talk to you about. You know, there came out some reports today about Zirkzee and Mainoo, and that Man United are not selling any players in January, so they are staying, according to sources. Quick around the panel. Is that the right decision, or should we let them go?
Well, Mainoo's not going to the World Cup.
I'm talking about loan, maybe not a full sale.
Mainoo doesn't go to the World Cup. If he doesn't want to go to the World Cup, he'll be happy to stay. Zirkzee isn't going to the World Cup anyway with Højlund. I think Zirkzee gets a loan, Mainoo stays and plays more games in the second half of the season. That would be
Zirkzee's apparently been blocked. I've already seen that today. Zirkzee's apparently had a transfer approach for him. It's been blocked.
Yes, it's been blocked. Yes.
We don't have another striker. He's not going to take Thingy out of the 21s because he's doing well and progressing in those tournaments and that. He won't be available till the new year.
If I was Zirkzee, I'll be gone. I'll be pushing for a loan.
You're forgetting,
no.
We've got
Zirkzee,
African Nations Cup. We're losing 3 players for that. 4 players for that. African Nations Cup. So that's going to deplete the squad.
Depends if they want to go, I suppose. It'll be interesting to see whether Mbeumo wants to go.
So the report is Man United are prepared to block requests from their players to leave in the January transfer window amid an expectant squad shortage. So, you know, we are worried about the squad and the squad depth. So that's basically the reasoning. So, but we could, for example, sign a player like Gallagher in January. It will leave an opening for Mainoo if you want to go. I don't know what will happen to Zirkzee, but you know, I'm as you say, have a striker shortage, but I think we can always play both Cunha and Mbeumo as the number 9, and we have done so a lot of times.
Yeah, well,
Zirkzee haven't got a sniff.
He's going to be
Well, after the January window closes, that's where we are talking about. What we're going to happen.
Yeah, but it's a weird one, Jarvis, because what did I say to you right at the start of the show? Højlund. One report saying they were going to take 44 million and get that on the books. So why would we be, if we're going to sell him for 44 from one person saying that, and Pletty coming in with his rubbish, and then we got another report saying we're going to block sales.
Who knows, gentlemen?
Exactly. That's sort of what I'm getting at. It's like, which one is it? You've got to just freeze, haven't you? You're like, is it left or is it right?
Contradicting, yeah.
Which one is it? It's just that time of the year. Those bloody journalists like Stu, they just come out. They're looking for their Christmas.
We come out with rubbish.
Christmas story. The facts are we've got 3 players going AFCON that we know of, and I believe the other one is one of the 21s. Oh no, he's not, is he? Kone won't be fit.
Kone won't be fit.
Oh.
Kone won't be going. So we've got 3 players. Our problem is that's our entire right-hand side. So Shea Lacey, get your boots on. You're coming in at last because his potential is so high. But I think in the next 2 or 3 games we need to see some players out there in those positions. We need to get them up to speed now. It's great when Burmo's scoring.
Gents,
he better start assisting because I need other people putting the ball in.
Gents, we're on 2 hours 15 minutes here. We need to do the Q&A. Come on.
Yes. Do the Q&A. Give it to Stu, and I will play the jingle.
The jingle. Gents, it's been an absolute mega show. We are 2 hours and 16 minutes in. We normally try and do the Q&A around the 2 hour mark, so we're slightly over. Get your questions in. We're not going to have a long Q&A. It is 11:30 in the UK, which means it's 12:30 in Norway. And it's a long old day. We'll start with this particular question, although we've just literally touched on it. Which is, should Mainoo go out on loan in January as he needs to first team football?
Big up, Primit.
Yeah, big up. Look, he's not going to the World Cup, so I don't see any need for him to go. Jarvis?
Well, it's always the development of a young footballer, and I think he needs more game time. He will regress not playing any minutes. You will never evolve as a footballer if you play only 5 minutes every other week. So for Mainoo personally, I hope he gets playing time. If it means he gets more time for United or alone, I think one of those will be the right move, because I think he has a massive talent, and I think we are squandering and wasting his talent if we just let him rot on the bench. I think that's a luxury we can't afford at Man United. So we need to take care of his development. And, if it costs us a little bit of squad depth, I don't care. I think we just need to invest into the future, give the lad a loan and give him game time. So I would let him go in January.
You would. Mark?
Yeah. I've said about loaning him, I think, for the transfer windows, because of what Amarin said about he's fighting for Bruno's place, which basically says good luck getting in the fucking team. So,
well, yeah,
I would loan him. But what I would say is, I don't think he will, because you're expecting Casemiro to get his injuries or red cards. So that's why it's going to be blocked. He's not going anywhere, and we will just destroy his career.
Yeah. Nuruddin?
I said it. I made a video in December on United Real Therapy, and I said Manchester United is not a stable club for him to be able to develop. He's got a really good potential and a great talent, and he needs to go and find himself another football club. I said that in terms of where we are.
On a permanent or a loan?
I said permanent, and I even chose the club for him. I said Bayern Munich, maybe. Like I keep thinking of Bayern Munich. I keep thinking because they develop players. There is a way to develop players. Soon as Amorim came out and said Bruno, he's here to take Bruno position. That was it. That was the end of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That was him saying, "Sorry, son, I don't get out of the club. I don't need you." So let me just say this quickly. The thing for me is that whether he's going to play in the World Cup, because Jarvis, this is where I agree, and maybe you wanted to get your answer quickly. But the reason why I agree with everything you said about him needing football right now is because of what happened last season. He didn't have any football last season because of the injury. And as young players, we know the growing pains. You know, you come out the blocks. A lot of it is the emotional stuff. You know, going to the final with United, going to a final, winning the FA Cup final, the winning goal, going to play the final with England. You know what I mean? Like, all of that is the emotional toll. It's the high, and then you come down from as a young player. So managing that, and last season he was in and out, and then obviously Ten Hag gets sacked. Amorim comes in, and his injuries here and there and everywhere. So for me, this is the season where he needs to kick on now, because like you said, Jarvis, people maybe have worked him out. People have got a game plan for him now that know his strengths and weaknesses and know where.
There's a little bit of both. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So this, to me, he needs football. And Zirkzee, I mean, I don't know what him and his agent are playing at. Like, I made a video. By the way, I don't know what's going on with I know I'm shadow banned, but with the algorithm. But I made a really good video trying to talk about why Zirkzee and his agent, what the hell were they thinking? We bought so many number 10s. What is this? It's not that he's on big money. So, yeah. But mainly for me, I said that he needs to go. And I'll be shocked if he's still here. Because for me, Amorim, unless something changes with Amorim, you know, where he's getting more playing time, then, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Super.
On this show, I named him the new Nicky Butt, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to look at Nicky Butt, talk to him, give him his number. That guy made the right decision for the right reasons, and Mainoo needs to do the same.
The Premier, I hope that answers your question. Right then, guys, moving on. Redor says, as football reverted, again, we spoke about this at the beginning of the show. As it reverts to more old school tactics to beat the press and newest tactics. Jarvis, we'll let you cover that question because you were the one that brought it up.
Yeah, well, we have talked about this so many times, and obviously it has reverted because what we see right now is look at the time it takes for a team to take a throw in, always trying to, you know, and for me, I think one of the biggest problem now, they have taken down the tempo of the game, you know, it's too many breaks. It takes like 1 minute, 30 seconds to take a throw in, and you know they have to stand there, they need a towel, wipe off the ball, look at the guys, wait for the center backs to move up. You know, it's entertainment at the end of the day, and you know, at least put a time limit on stuff like that. Let's say we have a time limit on the referee or on the goalkeepers, 8 seconds. So we can do the same when it's a throw in. 10 seconds. Yeah. You can use 10 seconds, then you have to throw or give it to the other team.
Didn't we have that the season before when players getting booked taking throwing in? Remember? Yeah. Not last season.
They were. They've abolished it. Yeah, they've abolished it. But no.
Yeah, but I think we need to do something about this. Set pieces and throw-ins killing the game. You know, the entertainment value is going down. And, you know, Arsenal is on top of the league. Yeah, brilliant for them. But, you know, it's boring. I don't even watch Arsenal games anymore because of it. You know, I think the game has lost some
magic.
Yeah, magic.
Jarvis, magic.
So it's positives and negatives, yes, but it has reverted more to old school tactics to answer the question.
Great answer. Mr. Potus has come in and he said, what's happened to all the usernames? My regular name isn't shown anymore, Mr. Potus. We don't know. Jarvis mentioned it on our
YouTube,
Saturday show.
It's YouTube have changed their algorithms. They have changed everything, and they want to be more like Facebook, more like other social medias where you have one name, not two
I
names.
believe you
as
can
we
go
have.
into settings and change it. I think there's something in your own personal.
It's
where you
some
have your
trial, but it's not out for every channel. So hopefully, I will change it right back as soon as possible. I'm just saying, Mr. Portis.
Don't worry about that now. Helge, good to see you, pal. Great debut the other night. Don't know if any of you saw it, but he was.
Yes, big up, Helge.
Question to all of us. What's your main position when you played football? Some of us still play, Helge. Unlike the other three that I can see on the screen. Only ever been a striker from a 6-year-old to a 23-year-old.
I really want to play against Stu. I might have to come up there and like
Come out and play. Let's start with Mark. Yes, Mark, tell Helge about your position and why.
So I was an out-and-out striker. Played more in a 4-4-2. Surprise, surprise, because of my age.
Yeah.
But I've played many a position. I've been put out on the wing. I was fast, and with pace comes great responsibility of tracking back. Apparently, I didn't like doing it. But I've also played centre midfield, bit in a midfield 5. That's why I understand the tactics.
Yes.
Where it's he holds the ball up, lays it around the corner. Mark, you just fucking go.
Yes, off you go. Yes, superb. Nuruddin, can you tell Helge?
Centre midfield. I hated playing any other position than centre midfield. I'm right-footed, right-sided. Yeah, I was more of an 8. But now in a game, we would change the tactics. I would help with a 6 and be sometimes when the 6 was injured, play in that position. But yeah, my main thing was I got more pleasure about playing balls through and setting goal scorers up. I always tried the different ways to. I got more pleasure out of like teeing people up, putting strikers through. And I had some friends who I grew up with who I played in teams with who were always like, great understanding. I knew what they did. They would just go that and then spin up, and I just used to click. That kind of clicked into the space and then I run into. But yeah, that's what I played. Centre half. Sometimes when you had injuries or whatever, they were like, I used to hate it. There was one I can remember maybe 5 games where I enjoyed it, but I just wanted to be where the action is. The idea of just watching the game when I midfield at the ball, I'm just like, no, I want to get it stuck in.
Want to be in there? Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Jarvis, can you let Helge know where you played?
Well, I've been all over the pitch, but as a younger player, when I was like really young, when we played 7-a-side or 5-a-side, I used to be a striker. But when we started playing 11-a-side, I was put on the left wing with the right foot, and I was a dribbling winger, But when I came into men's football, I never had the pace, like the explosiveness. I was more like a dribbler. My old coach used to call me Garincha, if you remember him from the old Brazilian team. 58, 62.
Yeah, we all know
that was his nickname. Yeah. My old.
Can I just stop you there for a minute? Did he call you Garincha or the Grinch?
No, the Garincha, not the Grinch.
Just checking.
So I was never explosive enough to play as a winger on 11-a-side men's football. So then the coach dropped me back because I could run all day. I had stamina. So he put me back on to play fullback, and I could play both sides, left or right. But I was still a dribbling fullback, so it was dodgy from a defensive side. I like to dribble, that's take on guys and trickery, and flair. That was my thing. But after I evolved my game, being older, I just understood the game at a higher level. So then I was moved into midfield and played more of a central midfielder because I had the technique, but I had never the pace. So I read the game better.
Yeah.
So.
Can you tell people you actually played in 5th tier or 4th tier of Norwegian football, yeah?
Yes, no, third.
3rd tier, wow, there we go.
Yeah.
That's high.
Yeah. That is really
no, it's not that high, but it's okay. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
That's semi-pro, man. Semi-professional.
We trained every day and we traveled every weekend, and it was a game every week. So it was quite serious at the time, you know.
And you got
You
some
can never
money.
go out, you can never drink, you can never meet the ladies, have fun. You could
And you
always
got
be
some money. You got some
focus on
I would
football.
say that's the equivalent of the Ishmael League.
Looks like you.
Yeah.
I don't think you were playing football, Jarvis. You look like you were living in a monastery.
Yeah, felt like it.
He's
Well,
made up
Helga,
for it now.
yeah. Well, Helga, you won't be surprised to know, but I currently, and I can say currently, I'm a centre half, but I have played as a holding midfielder in my youth. I was a goal scoring holding midfielder, actually. My biggest goal scoring season from a 6 was 18. So I was very pleased with that. I can play right or left back, and right and left footed as well. But right now, me and my Zimmer frame in the Super Vets League are a centre half, and I absolutely love it. Love that question. It's the type of questions we absolutely love this panel, because we love talking about ourselves and a bit of nostalgia. So love that question. Thank you for that. Another good question here from Naz. Naz says, which football era did you like outside the Prem? For me, I absolutely adored Serie A in the 90s here. In the US, my dad had a massive satellite dish, got on that, and we got RAI TV, watched peak football as a child. Mark, what's your era?
Outside of the Prem, 95 to about 2005 La Liga Classica goes. Yeah, we're talking pigs' heads thrown at Figo for trading sides. We're talking proper Ronaldinho's, Ronaldo's, Romarios, you know, Roberto Carlos. Oh, the list just goes on. Come on, they were some games to watch. Like, and I was lucky. I grew up like half the year in Spain, so I am a massive Real Madrid fan as well as a United fan, because
they won last night.
I was lucky. I had my granddad had a good company. You know, I had a nice childhood. But come on, between the Spanish league and the Italian league is like an eyelash, isn't it? I think back then in the late 90s, early 2000s. You had Channel 4 and you had Sky Sports.
That's it. I think for me, it was the Italia in the 90s, the Italian football guys, because, you know, back then players weren't leaving the UK. You know, there was Gaza out there. David Platt was out there. Yeah, and Bari and Hughesy had gone out to Barcelona.
Collins, Inter.
Yeah, and
well, we know, don't it? 92 was the lift of the foreign thing for the players to come in. So
that's right.
They came through. So
So for us in the 90s to be able to watch on Channel 4 called Galáctico, you could see the likes.
Bravissimo.
You could see the likes of Branco pop a proper free kick on from about 40 yards with his left peg. You're watching the swerve and you're watching in awe. And so for me, it was Italian football in the 90s. It all started for me, by the way, with global football. As you know this, in the 78 World Cup, Argentina. Amazing. Jarvis.
Well, you know, nothing unusual. Same as you guys. We're approximately the same age. So the Italian league. You know, I started following Man United because in Norway they used to show what we call the Tippekampen, the regular game. They were every Saturday 4:00. Was it 3:00? I can't remember.
3 o'clock in the, so it'd be 4 o'clock for you. 3 o'clock in the evening.
The 4 o'clock game. So that was from the mid 80s up until the 90s, and then you had several other channels, you know, showing the Italian football, and for me, I started to watch Italian football. I remember like Napoli and Maradona, the AC Milan, Arrigo Sacchi team, most brilliant team ever. You know, no one could tear them down. You had Tassotti, Baresi, Costa Curta, Maldini, all of them. Frank Rijkaard and the Dutch guys, Van Basten, Ruud Gullit. Yeah, that was a brilliant team. But also the Italian football at the time, you know, they had great goal scorers, Batistuta. And you had that guy.
The AC Milan team had the worst goalkeeper in fucking AC Milan. Who was it? Taffarel, wasn't it?
Oh, Taffarel,
Yeah,
yeah.
Taffarel.
before Zidane.
Taffarel, yeah.
Taffarel back then. None of it was Dida. It was Taffarel, the Brazilian stopper.
They love a Brazilian
And Inter had
goalkeeper.
Walter Senga, you remember him?
What
The
was
Italian
saying?
goal.
Yeah,
Walter
what was saying?
Senga, yeah.
Dino's off.
Dino's,
There,
yeah.
and yeah, he was a great keeper, but Buffon was young then as well, wasn't he? Young Buffon.
But there's so many good strikers in the Italian league. Always, they played like the Catenaccio, very defensive style football, but they always had great strikers. I remember Giuseppe Signori. He played for
Pepe Signori. He was
it Bologna? No,
he was no. Who did Signori play for?
Was it Lazio?
No.
Lazio, because Baggio was over at Juventus.
Was it Vialli?
Vialli, he played for Sampdoria. Vialli and
Sampdoria
Mancini.
and Juventus, but I can tell you now, because do you remember USA '94?
Yeah.
Baggio scores.
Lombardo
Signori,
played for
Signori was Lazio, yeah.
Yes,
Pepe Signori, Giuseppe Signori. He called him Pepe.
But I remember there's a Sampdoria team of Sven-Göran Eriksson who was the manager.
Eriksson, you were talking about Attilio Lombardo.
The thing is, this is golden, right? Because if you listen to Amarin's last press conference, he stated players don't watch football anymore.
They don't.
And I'm looking at the chat, and some people are going like, "I'll be in United." No, this is where you go wrong in understanding tactics and that. You have to watch other leagues and other teams.
Really.
Proper love of football, and you understand it. Ravanelli.
Ravanelli when he come to Middlesbrough.
The Silver Fox.
Juninho. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
But let's be fair, Ronaldo.
But just to continue my train of thought.
Sorry.
But I always followed the Premier League through the 90s, but I started following more of the Spanish league, starting of the 2000s, especially when Ronaldinho played Barcelona team. It was so much entertaining football, and after that, it's always been the Premier League, and I watched, but I never watched like the Bundesliga and the French league. It's never caught me. I don't know if any of you guys.
It was never on in the UK. It was never open to us.
I watched non-league football anyway.
I watched a bit of the French, but please, can you bring that question back? Sorry, I have to deal with my cat. Rascal.
No, that's all right.
I'm keeping an eye on him. He's bringing me rats. Scholes is bringing in rats, people.
Oh, very nice.
Bringing you gifts.
Yeah.
Gifts.
Basically, it's for me, outside the Premier League, now it's adored the 90s Serie A.
100%. That was incredible. Golazzo!
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
James Richardson, what an absolute...
James Richardson, that's him.
What an absolute G. What an absolute
I can still remember the Channel 4 logo turning into the...
Yeah.
I love the Saturday show. I used to always make sure that I came back from training on Saturday, enough to watch that Saturday lunchtimes when they had the sit-down pieces where they look at the back pages, where they just sit... I think in Milan or whatever city it was, with a coffee with the newspapers.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, he used to go through it all. But yeah, I mean, the best players in the world used to play in Serie A. I lived in East Africa as a kid. No, the best players did. The best players did. Yes.
Well, we had Gaza, over there, which is
the best players did.
Yeah, early 90s, late 90s, they moved to Spain, didn't they?
Yeah, they switched, but sometimes there was a period where some of the best attacking players went and played in Italy.
100%.
Guys, one quick question. I don't know if you had this in the UK, but there were a TV show that was called Football Mundial.
Yeah, Spanish.
Spanish.
It was like small snippets of reports from all the leagues in the world. Yeah, so what happened and stuff like that. That was one of my favorites, Football Mundial.
Yeah, we didn't watch that. I heard the name, but it might be something different to do with Spanish football, I think.
I think so. We used to have it in it. Yeah. Right, gents. Where are we? We are coming up to 10 to 12. 2 more questions. Let's see what we've got.
Danny B and Nas, Dan ILP always they watch Football Mundial, so they know there was not just in Norway, by the way.
Yeah, right. Let's have a look. Okay. We'll go with Big O, and that's who's that?
Bigo Suave.
Yeah,
That's a new.
is he new, or is there a name change on that one?
Might be a
you
name
know,
change. It's
There
not
you go.
new.
Anyway.
YouTube is doing
Yeah,
us
it's a great question anyway. Is it sustainable dropping most of your forwards deep and ask more defensive pressing workload? Quick answer to that. The answer is no.
No, it's not. No, for me.
He wants to take that. It's a quick answer. And it's no for me.
Yeah. No, it's
Well,
not.
sustainability is about winning games. Look at Arsenal now; they have conceded 3 goals, and they are
That's
top of the
not
league.
Gabriel. That's
And
because
you know,
skipper.
defense, attacks win you games, but defense win you when you throw fists. That's the old
Win you
saying, and
leagues.
and there is something into that saying. So
Yeah,
you
it
know,
is.
I'm not quite sure if it's unsustainable, because I think it's sustainable if you have hard workers that will run for 90 minutes and work for the team. As we talked about the old Arrigo Sacchi and what's his name, the Capello, the other manager, they won 1-0 every game. They never scored more than 1 goal, but they never conceded. Best defense in the world, with Maldini and all of these guys. So
Different era though.
but football is going in back
I'm
in
trying to
circles.
understand the question actually, because ask more defensive / pressing work. So defensively, if you're back, and I've just seen it come up in the chat, at least 2 or 3 people have said it, about the mid block, low block. A game of football is on a 100-yard pitch, yeah, but you don't play in 100 yards. You play in about 30, 40 yards of football, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah. So if you're talking about getting all the players back in your own half, and you're playing in only 50 yards, but you'll be outside the 18-yard box at 30 yards.
There you go.
All mine are in my mum's loft, Nordu.
To be fair, yeah, I left some of them in the old school house.
I don't know where half of mine are.
I've just been clearing up. I've just been doing a autumn kind of clear out, and I found these in the box.
Well, I'm moving in the next week or 2, so I started to dig. I've only got about 30 trophies here, I think. I haven't got that many.
Yeah. 30? Wow. 30?
Yeah, but they're not big. There's a load of small ones and, all that kind of stuff. But I think I've never got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got about 12 over there, 20 over there or something.
Oof. Unbelievable.
I don't know why. Right then, one more question, and we will finish off with Jules's question. And Jules says, and I love this question. Why has it only taken Mbeumo and Cunha a handful of games to get used to Amrin's system? Mark, you can start with that one.
Because they both played in this system before. It's that simple. You've got to know what systems these players have played in other clubs, and then you'd understand that question. They both played in 2-1 scenarios. They both played in as a midfielder as well as a striker and as wingers. So it's just being asked to do multiple jobs and rotate. But I will go one step further. They love the club. They know what it is to be a Manchester United player, and they are playing with heart, soul, and determination. And that will get you through most things and make you want to learn it. And when you're going to bed dreaming of being a United player and coming out wearing the shirt, I genuinely believe with those 2 players named, that's what this is.
It's
Me, yeah. I mean, I think they're both fans of Manchester United. Cunha, I mean, the joy. You can't fake that. You can't fake that instantaneous joy and how high he was being. You can't. He said this. He said they asked him, so the fans need to know one of them is on the pitch.
Yeah, no, I'd agree.
And it shows you that he was watching us in bloody Brazil in a small village, like not a big town.
Favela. He was in a favela, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he was watching us in a small town. Watching Manchester United. So for me, the joy of his goal, like that's it. And in Mbeumo, calculated. He's so calm and calculated. It's no biggie. I've been waiting for that goal. When I did the player profile on him, I literally spoke about that. I spoke about it. I remember Wayne Rooney used to. I don't know if you guys remember when Rooney came. He always used to go, and he was so predictable. He always just tried to bend it because that's where it looked better, didn't it? It looks better when you bend it. And then I remember
he did the Anthony.
Yes.
Yeah, he used to do that. And then you saw him within 2 years, and then you later find out it was, what's his name, the Dutch coach that did a lot of work with him and said, listen, and then, he started to reverse it. And for me, I think for goalkeepers and for defenders, when they don't know, when you got that in your locker, and that's the thing about Mbeumo, it's like hardly any too much back lift. He just whips it into that corner because then he shapes, and that's the thing that gives you when you're playing, like you said, Jarvis, when you're coming from the right-hand side, everybody's thinking you're going to bend it there, and then you whip it. You wrong for everybody, and through Dunk is late, and Dunk was never going to get to him. You know what I mean? Dunk was beaten. He was backtracking, and he was beaten, and he went perfectly through his legs. So for me, I think, but I genuinely do think for Manchester United to get back, we need another 5-6 Brian Mbeumo's and Cunhas with a level of attitude and passion. I am
one more thing to what I said. The further up the pitch you play, the easier it is to learn the formation. Because when you get to those attacking players, it's like, I need you to be here, but once you get the ball, go.
It's about freedom. It's more. You have more freedom.
Creative freedom. You have to give attackers more creative leeway and creative freedom. Because if you try to stun them too much, it takes everything out of their game. Look at Grealish. Like you said, there's certain instinctiveness that certain attackers need. But definitely, for me, I still see the problems with Bruno and Casemiro in midfield. I still see defensively, we sometimes lackadaisical, we stand off, we don't do. So there are still holes in this team.
Absolutely. But I look at the 4 players we got here. We've got a winger, a centre-back, a centre midfielder, and a striker, right? Jarvis, I need you to get up and down. Straight line. You go forward, you come back, and that's where I need you, up and down. Quite an easy position to play in Amarin's system. Yeah, you'll be playing a wing back. He needs me to hold the ball, lay it off, get in the box. But Norden and Stu, if you're 5 yards out of position, we're fucked. I need you to be here. I need 10 yards between you. If you're 5 yards too deep or 5 yards too forward, either one of you, the system might go Pete Tong on the counter attack or the press. You know, so that's why certain things look easier to come into. If you don't know enough about that role, that's why we talk about we have to buy a wing back.
I'll simplify it a bit more. Intelligence.
Mark, can you explain, Stu, to Jarvis what Pete Tong is?
So Pete Tong's he's a DJ we don't talk about anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a DJ we don't talk about anymore. But Pete Tong, it's all gone Pete Tong wrong.
Okay.
So it's called rhyming slang. It's apple and pears, stairs, and there's loads of them. So it's all that. So anyway, guys.
Okay.
Let's put Jarvis back in the driving seat and we can close the show. It's 2 hours 46 minutes. It's been an absolute marathon tonight, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute marathon.
It's always like this on Mondays. It's Jarvis's corner, and we have been going into so many topics, and this is what this show is about. It's more like a podcast, and we try to delve into to lots of other topics.
That's another one. Nuts and cracks.
Yes.
Jarvis, can we put out my stat about Casemiro first?
Say again?
Can we put out my stat about Casemiro first?
Yeah, you have the stat. Tell them you have the stats.
So, if some of you may have read this, Nordin, a funny thing, you might have definitely read this because it was in a new Manchester Evening News, potentially. Casemiro has only been on the pitch for 3 goals that we conceded this season. Out of the 16, everyone keeps saying Casemiro's past it. Casemiro's a problem. We've conceded 16 goals, but 13 of them, he was not on the pitch. They come after he's been subbed off or did not play. He even came on in the Man City when we conceded 3 and we didn't concede after he came on. The guy needs to get a little bit more respect because he is making Amarin's system work right now. It's what he's doing in that midfield. The simple little things that Stu talks about. I can see Nordin's head going straight away. There's just little steps to the left, little steps to the right, give, go. And sometimes, I'm going to get rid up the other end of the pitch. He's just making it work. But 16 goals conceded, and he's only been on the pitch for 3 of them. It's a really important stat in how Man United are performing at the moment.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say. We need to keep putting that out there because there's so much negativity on the guy who's won, everything there is to win multiple times. And what's he doing wrong?
The question with Casemiro is on the decline. He's in his last years. You don't have the pace anymore. And recovery pace especially, but he still have you have a lot of experience, so he floats on the experience right now. But he can be exposed, and I think that's the worry for a lot of Man United fans. But the stats don't lie when it comes to this. I think he's been extremely good this season. We saw it in pre-season. He came back. He looked much more fit, and I think he has become a through and through professional. He's not the same player as the one who came from Real Madrid. He was a little bit, what is it called? Was a little bit, when he came. It took him a lot of games. He didn't play when we first signed him from Real Madrid. When he came, it took him a lot of time. And the second season, it was the same. It took him a lot of time to get up to pace. Now I think
he's done the right block, Jarvis. We were playing a low block with a high press, meaning you've got to cover 50 yards. We are now playing a mid block. You said it at the start of the show and multiple times. We're compressing the play. He don't have to move so far. Just get him on the ball.
100%. To me, we're playing a bit like to the first season when he first came. It took him a couple of times, Jarvis. I agree, but this is where I disagree, Matt. I think he is but I think in modern football, at times you need athletes, and that's why Amarin was talking about wanted legs. You know what I mean? He's talking about he wanted athletes to be in the midfield. But I would say that he can't last the pace, though. That's the biggest thing, and that's why I keep getting taken.
Yeah, he burns out. He burns out, and that's why we can see goals.
He burns out, and then he starts to lose his head, and then he'll get himself a red card. So there are other actions to that. Is indiscipline as well to him. But definitely on the ball, Mark, I 100% agree. He's doing the bits where he's connecting the play. Jarvis, we broke it down so many times, and I watched the shows back where he's getting into positions. He's almost kind of connecting and making sure that he takes the extra touch and then getting rid of the ball. 100%. He's actually looking a lot better than Bruno on the ball, if I'm being honest. Like the way he's conducting the bits in that midfield. But he gasses out, he burns out. And you can't have a player who's only playing for 55 minutes, 60 minutes. You can't, to me, football is about 90-minute game plus. And there's also usually 7 minutes, 8 minutes. But sorry, peace.
No. I'm just saying we are 2 hours, 52 minutes into the show. I know Stu needs to go.
World of trouble.
Yes. So let's just end the show now, guys. It's been a brilliant show. Thank you, Noradin. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Stu, for coming on. Being a part of this great panel. Thank you to Daniel P. Why do you believe everything? I can't remember all your usual.
I know this is the problem now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can't say who.
Jules, Dave, 147, all of you, Red or Dead, Helge, Big Suave, Yama, 1899, Nas, all of you guys. I am Titanium. Thank you for the super chat. Belal, you've been brilliant. Primut, Rushmano, the legend, all of you guys. We will be back Thursday night.
No nonsense, McDade.
Catherine, yes. How can we forget Catherine? Big up, Catherine. It's been a brilliant show, guys. If you haven't, it's time to smash the like. If this was your first time, subscribe to the Tactical Devils. And if you are subscribing to Tactical Devils, go subscribe to United Real Therapy. Mr. Structure, Noradin.
I've got a video out on about how breaking news Manchester United are not signing a striker. Sorry, a midfield player. in January. Go and
So
check
guys, go subscribe to Nuruddin's channel. I don't know, Mark, if you do the Balls Out podcast anymore or.
Right, we are definitely on hiatus at the moment.
Splendid, aren't you?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the less said about that, the better. I'll let
Yes.
them sort that out.
So then you will find Mark on the tactical.
You will find me here Mondays.
Yes.
Tactical devils. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay, guys, it's been a good one. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night. And we will see you on the next one. Bye bye.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.